Running from the space.
Colorado off the milk.
Sully.
Expenses back.
I got shoot 2 threes. I'ma play it close. People's I redeem, but I'ma let it go. Got enemies and know my score. Drilling shit is all I know. And I'm on one. I'm on one. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I'ma let it go. Got 2 threes. I'ma play it close. The beef is I redeem, but I'ma let it go. Got enemies and know my score. Drilling shit is all I know. And I'm on one. I'm on one. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I'ma let it go. Get it from the gutter, yeah. Put it on the stove. Been whipping so long, yeah, bleed through my pores. But boy, the raw get gone before I finish this song. Keep a Glock 40 on me to sleep in case the eyes try to slide my dreams. It seems I see just to get ahead, a nigga gotta go through defeat. Death coming waves of 2s or 3s. Cloning Mike George, low 2-2-3s. The difference in distance shrinks. Point blank range equals 6 feet deep on the G's. 2-2-3s. I'ma play it close. The beef is irony, but I'ma let it go. Got enemies and know my score. Drilling shit is all I know, and I'm on one. I'm on one. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I'ma let it go. Got 2-2-3s. I'ma play it close. The beef is irony, but I'ma let it go. Got enemies and know my score. Drilling shit is all I know, and I'm on one. I'm on one. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I'ma let it go.
He likes the way I get down. She likes the way I get down.
Stir me while I'm whipping, baby. Cool out, you know I got it. Win another four, baby. Cha-cha, breaking down this product.
Turn me up, Mar.
We riding out, you worry about my comings and my goings. And I'm going out doing 100 miles per hour, blood blowing. Cause I'm stressed, I fight the tight feeling in my chest. But pity ain't in me, keep that for the rest. I'ma cook up, break it down, back it up, and shoot that shit. I re-up, we back, we up, so girl, be good for goodness sakes. If you wanted a clown, go back to the streets. The circus hold you down, wolf tickets go for cheap. As for me, I'ma stay wrist deep. Get off another elbow and flex his bicep in the streets. Don't know better, ask about me. I'm solid from the lock, follow goals to submit on my feet. Stir me while I'm rapping, baby. Cool out, you know I got it. Win another four, baby. Cha-cha, breaking down this product. Now stir me while I'm whipping, baby. Cool out, you know I got it. Win another four, baby. Cha-cha, breaking down this product. You get out the mud and you clean up right. You can bet your bottom dollar I'ma be alright. I remember too clear, too many long nights with a stomach too empty and the full foresight. I can get it for the four, make the birds take flight. From a dirty floor to Camaro sound nice. Get a little distant when the goal's in sight. Before I die, I'ma live the best life of all time. And you can be by my side. I need you here by my rear, be the left to my right. Please don't trip, cause I'm fine. I'm in another zone, bring the zone, take to the house, to the goal line. Stir me while I'm whipping, baby. Cool out, you know I got it. Win another four, baby. Cha-cha, breaking down this product. Now stir me while I'm whipping, baby. Cool out, you know I got it. Win another four, baby. Cha-cha, breaking down this product.
Check. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the SPS podcast. I am your host, DJ Strada, and you are tapped in. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube channel SPS Podcast. Today's topic is matched in a metropolis, possibility versus probability. So before we get into it, panel, what's going on? How y'all feeling today? Y'all good?
Man, living the American dream.
I hear that.
Good, bro. Appreciate
All
you having
right.
me on here, man.
Absolutely. We're going to introduce our panelists. We're going to get started. CJ, what's good, brother?
All right.
And we got the lovely Brittany in the building. What's good?
What's up, everybody?
Our featured guest, one of them, Miss Mona. What's going on with you?
Hello, everyone.
Bino, Mr. SBS himself. What's good, boy?
It's good. It's good, y'all.
Cool.
Can y'all hear me good? Mic check.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you good.
And last but not least, I got one of my five. What's good, Frat Devin in the building? What's good, Brody?
What up, man?
Chilling, man. We gonna get straight into it, man. Y'all ready to rock?
Most
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, this gonna be a good one. I am excited for this show. So as usual, man, we're gonna start out. Before we even get to the statistics, the first thing I want to ask you all, in this current dating market, do you think the probability versus the possibility of you finding what you need single in this market, what do you think would yield you more success? Let's go with CJ.
Wait, hold on. What now?
Right.
What's the odds of me finding what I want?
Yeah, what's the possibility versus the probability of finding what you want in this dating market in big cities?
Man, hey, low shit. Based off what I want, and if I like stick to my non-negotiables, and then everything else is kind of like I'll work around it. Low still shit. So that's just me though.
Why is that?
My non-negotiables, man, like I think those are the big ones. Like I believe that's a thing that everybody should have. I feel like everybody should have like at least 3 minimum non-negotiables. Like these, like no matter what, these 3 things need to either exist or be non-existent with this person. Or I won't even go any further than just saying a good hi or just acknowledging them. So mine, hey, it knocks off
You're not
half the
starting.
population of women at this point.
So are you saying
I ain't
those
started.
three-
I ain't even got there.
'Cause I know.
Yeah, a minimum 3. I think everybody should have a minimum of 3 non-negotiables. Like no
All right,
matter
so-
what, if he,
So
she,
just
it doesn't fall in line with those, no go.
All right, so are you saying that your 3 are just impossible for you to find? Is it that your current 3 are
No,
just such a high
no,
standard, or do you think there's not a lot of women that just
it's not a high
period?
standard. It's just like so for example, one of my non-negotiables is I will not date a woman that has more than 2 kids.
Okay. Why
I'm
is that?
31. If I'm trying to date a woman nowadays around my age, odds are she got 3 or 4. Nothing
Okay.
against it. It's just I personally don't want to date someone that has more than 2.
Okay. That's fair.
So that instantly just knocks off a large margarine of women just off just that one. I ain't even named a second or third non-negotiable. It's just that one right there. Just boom. And most of the women that try to talk to me, they got a football team, and they might have good vibes. They'll look great. Their body is awesome. They look like they don't even have kids. Some of them for real. The vibes be solid, but I can't get around it. I can't. It mentally gets to me that you got like 4 or 5 kids.
That's fair. I think that's fair. Brittany, same question. Possibility versus probability in today's dating market.
Big
Do you
Brit.
think it's possible for you to find it? Is it highly probable? Kinda improbable? Where you at
I mean,
with it?
if I do find, I think I'm looking all in the wrong places right now. I don't think it's gonna be around here, to be honest. And then I look at, I hate to say men in general, but I look at this generation or whatever we living in, where loyalty and faithfulness is not the top priority. it's kind of like, yeah, we date and I don't even say the word date, and we kicking it. We just seeing what things go. Why they got me and somebody else and all that, and I ain't for that. So yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Mona, same question. Probability versus possibility of finding what you want in the dating market. Where you at with it?
Well, possibility. Yes, it is possible. I am 38, so the possibility is there. Rather, from previous relationship experiences that I've experienced some lessons learned, but the probability is a little bit, the dating pool is going to be a little small, I think, honestly, because of the probability of, people have been through some life experiences, have gone through different circumstances. And so therefore it potentially, narrow that social pool down quite a bit.
That's fair. That's fair. Same question, Bino. What you got? Possible or
Say the question one
probable?
more time.
You think it's
My for
possible
me,
slash probable in the dating pool for anybody? You can make it personal or not make it personal. Either or.
for me, it's more probable. For most women, it's more possible, and for
Why
most
you say
men, I
that?
think it's more probable because women
Why you say that?
expectations be sky high. The women's expectations be sky high, and I think for men, it's more probable that they could find the one that where their whatever they list is and shit. Me
Okay.
for me, I mean for me, I don't be tripping. It's like you can't be an ex hooker or prostitute. You can't do hard drugs, and you can't be ugly. Like that. There's millions left for me on that one.
You'd be surprised, boy. You heard me. These girls be
They
turning up. You
settle for the
heard me.
ducks.
That part. Devin, same question. Possibility versus probability of finding the one you want to be with dating in this market for you or just in general.
Yeah, yo. In general, the possibilities are endless. Like that's just across the board. But probability is low in today's game, mainly because everyone's standards are higher than they really should be, and that's
Mm.
based on exposure, right? We're exposed to lifestyles, personas, physiques, all these things on a daily basis. And so you see other people with these things and you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm, up there. I should be able to get that as well. And then not even knowing if whatever you're seeing is authentic.
Mm,
You then in the real world start basing your own worth on what you see other people you relate to have materialistic things, significant others, that you start comparing and you're saying, hey, I deserve this. And you get out in the real world, you're not really seeing that.
mm.
You think you're gonna settle, but really you're just wasting time. And the problem is this: women don't have the same time to fool around like that as the men do, mainly because if you're thinking about value and what you bring to the opposite sex, women, they are bringing the ability to bear children, which means they need to be attractive, right? So their
Mm,
physical is their prime. Whereas a man, his ability to provide is really going to be his prime. And if you look at the trajectories of both, a man's trajectory on creating that value is literally like this: from birth all the way up till he basically is 60, it's just like this. Where the female is like this, where birth, she's got to get attractive first, then she's attractive for a few years, 8 years, and then it's a slow decline on her value in terms of what she's bringing to attract the other male, because at that point you've got competition with the other younger women who are going after the same guy you want.
mm.
And so just like if you were the 25-year-old bad chick out there and you're getting the guy that's 40, but he's got mad bread. You know what I mean? At a certain point, when you're the 38, 40-year-old, that same type of dude is still going to be picking the 25-year-old, not you past your prime.
Well, Mona, I guess we might well get on off of here. He done said it's over for us.
No,
Lord.
I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over, but I do think that what he said is
Let me stop.
is very valid, yo. Like
It's
I
still
think
possible. Okay, I'm an
oh
optimistic.
yeah, everything is possible. I think that, like you said, when you start getting to the probability, and to speak to Devin's point, I think with men, the reason why it becomes easy over time is, like you said, over time we get more valuable, like we have more to provide, and so the whole idea of a man's purpose is to be able to provide for himself, the woman he with, any kids they produce, or any kids that either of them have. So as we get more valuable over time, we get to that funny age, like Devin said, from about 35 to I would say about 47.
5,
Most of
yeah,
those
47.
men, they can date up or down, meaning I can holler at you, you got a bad attitude, I'll go get your auntie. And it's no different to the man. You feel me? And so we get in that when we at our sweet spot, most men can date down or up with not that much of a difference. Now, most women will argue that, well, what would a man of that age want to do with a younger woman? I'm gonna answer that question before we even go any further. When men reach that status to where they've settled down, they've dealt with women that were out of pocket, women that got it together, and it seems as though when a man dates a younger woman, she naturally follows and takes heed to his advice because of his experience. Because he done got the money, he has life experience. The younger woman seems to listen and follow more because you're not fighting that competitive edge that you get when most people date younger in the same age bracket. So this is why a woman might not be able to wrap their head around why would a 30-some-year-old man want a 20-year-old woman. But that's why. She still has her vitality. She listens, and if he's dating her that young, she's at a mature point in her life to where even at 25, she thinks like a 30-year-old, enough to where I can bring her along. And so that's what makes it tricky when women get, I say, above 35, why they have to have even more of a competitive edge, because those 25-year-old women, they're mature enough to keep it together to at least hold a man's attention. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I think that y'all have more substance. Y'all got a little bit more life experience, but it just depends upon how much you're able to recover from your traumatic dating past and how much you've learned from what you fucked up as to whether the man you get with now can be like, yeah, she's a little older, but she cool. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's the balancing act. Am I tripping?
No. I'm gonna mute myself now.
Nah, stop it with no tripping. You heard me. But I think that was
Hey,
good.
but you know what though?
What's up? What you got?
Hey, somebody, it's key that it's the key things that you and Devin said, but because somebody called me old today, right? And I'm like, yo, bro, if this what old is, I want to keep getting older. I ain't think about my 20s because this shit lit, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying?
Big facts. Big facts, bro. We only getting better, bro. We only getting better. Shout out to Rita in the chat, man. She been lighting it up. So let's get straight to the stats, man. Y'all know what we here for. I'm gonna do them one at a time. I'm gonna put up like maybe the first 3 or 4. I want y'all to read them along with me. Pick one that you want to speak to, and then you'll speak to that one and why that one jumped out to you, and then we'll do the same thing with the next slide. Sound like a plan?
Sounds
Let's
good.
do it. So by the numbers, date and the day, 47% of the U.S. population is currently single. So that's about 117 million people. In 2023, 56% of men are looking for a committed relationship or casual dates, compared to only 44% of women. Average age for a first marriage for a man is 30, for a woman is 28. 25% of Americans aren't looking for a relationship, and 8 out of 10 Americans felt you don't have to be married to be happy. And 38% are more open to dating people who are not their physical type, and 63% care more about emotional maturity over looks. So I'm gonna leave this up for a second. I want everybody to kind of pick one that sticks out to you. We'll leave it on the screen, and y'all kind of give me a thumbs up in the back, and I'll take it down when everybody ready.
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
Y'all got it?
Yeah.
Yes, to go.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's start with Brittany. Which statistic jumped out to you the most?
It was the one about the 38% not based it on looks, and 63 based it on emotion. Yeah, and not on looks. I mean,
Okay.
I think that's, I don't know, because you see with your eyes first. If you're not physically attracted to it, it's kind of like, how do you even base that next thing on that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to physically be attracted to someone before I even engage in anything else.
Somebody's at your whip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my child.
Yeah, that's why she she kept looking. But Britt, why do you think that is? Why do you think that it seems to be a rise in people that don't
Settling.
settling?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what they're
Desperate.
doing. What you
That's
trying
That's
to say?
fair.
desperate. That's desperate right there.
Right,
When
right,
you
right,
say you don't care how nobody look no more,
right, right. That's exactly what it
and you
means.
ain't even old and gray and wrinkled yet, you desperate,
Right.
dog. You desperate.
All right, Bino, let's go with you. Which one stood out to you, bro?
What Brittany said, that's why I was shaking my head with Brittany. Ain't no way in hell you about to. Nah, bro, come on. 38%, a little bit too high to be talking. I don't care how a person look. You feel what I'm saying? I would have went with 23, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But 38,
Bro.
it's a that's a fine line. I mean, nah, I ain't trying to hear that bro stuff, Strata, bro. Because one thing about it, if you ain't attracted to your lady and a bad one walk by, your mind already about to wonder. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Hey
there's
yo,
gonna be something you settle for that you're not attracted to in that crib,
Mm.
and you're gonna go outside and the baddies gonna be out there, and you can't go home to a bad one. You feel what I'm saying? I'm
yo,
talking at our age range, we still supposed to look good at our age range, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
check
Right.
this,
That little saying, she's not a looker, but she treat me good, or same thing for a dude. No, they getting cheated
Hmm.
on.
check
Okay.
this out.
Yes.
Bro. Check this out. I feel like the attraction thing is like at a young person's game where it's like, do you look good enough to meet these standards or whatever? But really, at our age, I really think that that's just the icing on the cake because from my experience, bro, I've been around bad women. They gorgeous, right? But there's nothing about them outside of the looks that even is remotely interesting, right? So then
Yep.
although I mean they're beautiful, but here's another thing. If you've been around enough beautiful women, the next one isn't like, yo,
I
Facts.
swear.
Facts.
After being in California, I learned that.
I was in New York, bad chick every 5 minutes. And so you get desensitized one to the idea that, oh, she's the only one. I gotta get her. And then you ever been around, I don't know if it's the dudes, but like the girl is not necessarily physically something you were looking at first, but the vibe is just mad attractive. So
Be
you're
crazy.
Yep.
it's like, yo, you just like being
Mhm.
around her because the vibe is something different. And I feel like at this age, you need that more than you need the physical because again, and this is from experience, Joe, you can have a bad chick, but just let time go.
Well, let's not say bad, cause then we putting things in one category. Let's say, cause beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to be attracted to whoever you attracted to, whether somebody else think they bad or not. That's my point. That shit said attracted to,
Yeah,
and
Let's
like
bring
you
it back
said,
up.
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
vibe can make you attracted to a person. So you absolutely right on that.
Mhm.
that's a good point. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
for clarity, it said that was not their physical type.
Right. That's
So
Yeah.
it
why.
wasn't even speaking to attractiveness. It was like physically, that's not what I would normally go for, but I'd give it a shot. Does that change your perspective on it at all?
Me,
Meaning,
What
I
the
mean,
fuck?
because I had dated this guy, nice guy, but he was definitely out my normal, what people might say, Brittany, step out your comfort zone and date. I just,
But hold
I,
on.
I just didn't want to waste his time anymore because it won't
it
never
won't
be there.
end.
And we vibe well, but yeah,
If he was a millionaire, would it change the scope of your decision?
Look, let me tell you something. I can't just sleep with anybody. Like I need to be turned on. Like I just
We
can't. So
Hey, he'll turn you on when them bills get paid for the next 2-3 years
What?
straight.
Yeah, rather
Off the
cry in
rip.
a Bentley.
okay, why
Rather
you gotta
cry
be
in
a
a
Hell,
millionaire?
Bentley.
swear.
I mean, why you gotta be a millionaire? This guy was buying Michael
That
Kors
was the
purse,
scenario. That was the scenario.
what I'm saying is this guy I'm talking about, he was willing to buy purses, buy shoes. We went out, I'm like, he was doing all that, but I'm like, sir, I don't want to waste your time. I'm not a gold digger. I could have easily like just milk him for whatever, but I knowing it was never gonna be more, but I didn't want to do that because me and him were looking for the same thing, but I just couldn't meet there. You know what I'm saying? So it
That's
wasn't
fair.
need to waste his time.
and,
Look
and,
at Brittany
and
with
then
the
and then
morals. Okay.
and then
Yes.
for me, I feel like something that I think like, men are more attracted to things on a woman than a man is. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like you know, men like I just don't see a man like y'all can hit stuff y'all not attracted to, physically attracted to. Y'all can lay down with something y'all not
Man, I
physically
ain't even
attracted
gonna
to.
lie to you, man.
I think
I
that
can't do it.
yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what I think it is though, Bino. I think that physical attraction and your physical type is two different things. Meaning, let's say you want a girl that's slim thick, but you run into a joint and she's a little skinnier than normal, or she might be a little bigger than you used to. I think what that stat is speaking to is people are opening their options a little more to their physical types. So let's say you
Now
might
you
have a
just you say you said type. It said
so what?
attraction.
No,
It
it
said
say physical
no.
type,
It
bro.
said
Look,
normally
It's
after
saying
physical type
physical.
or attraction. Physical type.
physical type.
Physical type.
Okay, physical type.
Yeah,
Oh,
your
I
type, your
mean,
physical
men got
type.
a
So, all
lot of
right.
different.
So, a good
Men got
example
a
of
But
lot
that
of
would
different
be
types though.
so. An example of that would be like me. Grow in high school, I was way more into women that were like physically fit. So I was quick to go after any girl that did sports. That was my go-to. But if I decided, oh, I'm gonna give me a little BBW real quick, and get the vibe out of that, even though that's not what I'm used to. That's what that mean, right?
Yeah, yeah. You're open to dating
All right.
someone that's
So,
not your physical type. Yeah.
okay.
Honestly, I think
Okay.
it's just too broad. The data is
Yeah, I
just
think
too
that's too
broad
broad
because
too.
it's just
Yeah.
you need to narrow that down to um, subcategories such as your age, what age group is talking of. Because if you speaking of someone 18 to 30, I would say they may have a different perspective about what is their physical type. And then
Right.
also for those who is greater than like 35 and older, they may look a little different. And then also when it comes to race as well. So when it comes to the African American race, is that does that, change the data a little bit. But however, just keep it general because I can go a little on the deep end. So for me, I would say physical attraction, as you say, is different for everyone. And people are now looking at, broadening their horizon of, trying something new because the probability of actually dating someone that is absolutely your type is very slim to none, honestly. Because if you're talking about physical attraction, or you're talking about emotional as well. So do they meet those needs? So yes, you do have to be give or take a little bit. And it has to be easy on the eyes too for everyone. Now, some people, I'm not, I know I read a story in the celebrity where someone's daughter was dating this older guy, and it was all because of the money. But however, if money is your driven point, then yeah, you can overlook how that person looks. You don't care because the money is there.
So you're
Mm.
saying the priorities are on a sliding scale?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And I think the women I think like she's saying women judge that shit totally different than we do as men, for sure. You feel what I'm saying?
I was going to speak to that. I do think that in this current dating market, though, I think that overall the consensus is that it's easier for a man to settle, which probably speaks to why it's less of us that are single, especially with black men, because when you get to a certain age, and like you said, the looks and the beauty fade, most men, I'm just telling y'all women, this is a secret to men, most men value peace over everything. If you
Facts.
peaceful, if you can bring a man peace that is driven and he on his shit, he got a bunch
Mm.
of things going on, peace overrides it all. You instantly become more attractive, you become more agreeable, and you're just easy to do this thing called life with.
You
And I
go from
think that
Quasimodo to Rihanna just like that.
that ass. But I think with women, it's a little tougher for them to slide that way. You know what I mean? But I think with most men, they'll prioritize peace over everything. Dudes, am I tripping?
What does
No,
peace look like?
You tripping. You
I'm
hell
tripping.
tripping.
no.
Hey.
Hey,
I'm,
bro.
you got
You
to. I
out
want to
here
hear
be cool
this.
with dudes that look crazy, but they'll say he treat me right. He you know what I'm saying? Like he treat me right. Like she said, he emotionally provides emotional security for her, and she don't be physically attracted to him at all.
Oh
Here's
no. Speak to my point though. Speak to my point. You think that dudes don't prioritize peace over most things?
Man, how often dudes get peace?
But what
That's
is
why when it happens,
Right, they
it's
lock them
held
down.
tight.
Exactly.
It's held
You
tight.
You
ain't
don't
gonna
let it
know
go.
you ain't gonna know you gonna get peace until you deal with that person long enough. So we skipping over
No,
all the
no,
other shit.
no, 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 no. I
Nah, you
disagree
might
with that.
ignore the
So
you
you
might
know,
ignore the
200%.
red
so you know you
flags.
gonna get peace the first week of texting her.
It ain't about knowing about it. You talking about something, it's gonna be a while. No, it's a lot of girls that you could
How do
tell
you
from the
get
jump
as
if
a
she could really
man?
give
Now
peace or she gives chaos.
Facts.
listen to me though. As a man, what steps are prior to you knowing if that girl give you peace? It's man, niggas go off the eyesight, bro. Y'all don't get up here with this goddamn philosophical God, Jesus stuff. Dudes go off
Bro,
the eye, bro. Dudes go off the
bruh.
eye, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like, all right, well, if what your logic, if based on your logic, if your logic is correct, how many married men you know, Bino? Think about them in your head. You ain't gotta give me a number.
I
And
know a
think
lot.
about how their wives look. Are they baddies?
I don't be looking at folk wives like that, but the dudes that I know that are husbands, they are physically attracted to their wives. Yes.
No, I know that ain't the question. I asked you, were they baddies? Were they woman baddies? Like general accepted universally, yo, he got a
I
baddie
ain't
off
even
the
gonna
mark.
be. I'm gonna be real
No,
with you. Out
no,
of
they
all
be
the dudes I
average
know,
girls, bro.
all the dudes I know that's married that I'm real cool with, I only know 2 of them that the wife is bad naturally without trying. But the rest
Right.
of them, they wives is mid, but they the happiest niggas I know.
Facts.
But he
They the
Okay.
niggas that they could be on the game with
he
you and be like, hey, I'm
asking
about
me
to go
as
hang out with the
your
wife, blah, 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 blah.
but
And
he
how
Facts.
many
asking
of
me
them
and
married men
you
that you
way
know
more
cheating on
stricter
them
than I am.
wives?
You
I
way
know
more
one
stricter than I am.
for
You way
sure.
more stricter. You way
See,
more stricter than
he
I
ain't that
am.
damn
I
happy to
feel
me.
like a
He ain't
lot of
got
women are
peace.
bad. I feel like a lot of women are bad. You look at me crazy, like you looking at that. I'm like, yeah. So that's true. Like once again, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You feel what I'm
Nah, but
saying?
we
Like
know that we have to admit and concede that there is a universal standard for what we consider baddie.
bad.
Like,
Oh yeah, well, it's a universal standard for people to consider rich. If that's the case, it's only 1%. If we going off a universal standard, it's only 1-2% of people that's bad in this world. Then
but
So
I
I have a
think.
question.
Go
I
ahead.
do
What you
have a
got?
question. So everyone want to say the universal standard for a baddie. What is the
Mm-hmm.
universal standard for peace? So I hear peace all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
how do you define peace?
Peace is a little different to measure than physical attractiveness only because peace looks different from each man. What my peace looks like doesn't look like Devin's peace. It don't look like Bino peace. It don't look like CJ peace. And that's why it'd be hard to quantify to tell a woman this is what you do to exude peace. But the best way for a woman to be a man's peace is when a man is telling you where he's at in his life and where he's trying to fit in, you should be physically visualizing yourself helping that man's purpose. The problem is we out of order. Is God, man, woman, child, right? So if you don't know what that man's calling to God is, you can't help him be his peace because he has to focus so hard on providing for you and all the kids that if you get it out of order and you don't know where you fit in, you can't be his peace. But the only way you can be his peace is if you know his purpose. After you know his purpose, you aiding in his purpose provides peace. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. So therefore, the man should also know his purpose before he meet a woman.
Hence why women should be asking these questions when you
Mhm.
dating. You shouldn't be
Right.
dating a dude that ain't got no fucking purpose. Cause he gonna lead you to nothing.
Lead you to another baby with no daddy.
That part. Stop me when I'm
So,
wrong.
and also what's important is for a woman to have peace as well. So that's something that, we hear that men need peace, and that is absolutely true. But women need peace as well. So it have to be a balance. So and therefore that peace is going to look different for a woman perspective.
Yeah,
Tell me more.
a woman's perspective, though, on peace, we see it all the time because first it was you got to be attracted to the guy, right? Now, if you land that guy and you are attracted to him and it's the best thing ever, right? As soon as a few months go by and he has no job, for some reason, the looks no longer matter at all. And then there's the lack of peace in his life, right? Because now you're like nagging him about getting a job. He got to do this, X, Y, and Z.
Well, why
But
you got no job in the first place? Help me understand.
Mm-mm.
He had the
He
job,
said he
lost the
had
job.
one and
Had-
lost it. Had one and lost
Okay.
it.
had one, was good, can't get another one. Now there's problems. Now it doesn't matter how he looks. Now
Well,
he
you
just
should.
now he just really becomes any old dude, and you talking to him any kind of way because the money's not there.
You
Mm.
said
I'm
can't.
saying
You said can't get another job. Like
has
McDonald's
not.
hiring every day,
I
warehouse is
said
hiring every day.
3
So what do you mean
months.
he can't get a job? Might not be the one he wants, but he should be able to get a job.
See what I mean? There's no excuse. The man has no excuse.
He doesn't get an excuse.
It,
He
it,
has
it,
he has
Okay.
to always be on point. He has to always have the job, the money. He don't get no excuse because the moment he give an excuse, what happens? He's viewed as weak, less than,
So
useless.
but
He's a
the
so
used
female,
tampon ready to be thrown away.
the
I'm not gonna
female,
say that. Like, if he truly lost his job, I mean, long as he's actively looking and I can still hold on to bills. But I don't need him sitting back on the couch with his feet up and then like, babe, I was just sitting here waiting for you to get back. Like, I need
the
you to be
problem is
trying
the
to help.
problem is females be play calling from the couch, chilling. Meanwhile, their own value is decreasing or declining, and no one's saying anything about that because everyone's so wrapped up in what he's not doing
Oh
or
shit.
to the table. Yet you're over there, not you, but the female who's
Oh, you
calling
said you were.
out. The females that be calling the dude out are letting themselves go, and we already discussed what the value is for them.
Well, okay, so let's speak on that. So, are we still talking about this man that can't get a job, right? That's.
Man is lost his job. He's down bad right now.
Okay, now
Okay, and if they
before
are
you go into
dating,
it, Brittany, hold on, Britt, real quick.
okay.
Let's frame this correctly. Don't speak to the minority, meaning the likelihood that a man that had a job lost one, the likelihood of him sitting on the couch playing PlayStation, that's a very
Is
small percentage of
stupid
men.
slim.
You feel me?
Stupid
So
slim.
let's speak to the majority of men that are just in between jobs. Because if he's gotten a job before, kept one when he was with you, he probably can turn around and get another one. It's just a little bit of a lapse. It might take longer, depending on the market, right? So let's frame it that way, and now y'all can go. Does that make sense?
But they screens up.
yeah, absolutely. Because life life be happening. So people can lose a job. Women lose jobs as well, and where we have to, probably be out of work. Personally, I have actually got fired from a job in 2015. One of my best vacations ever. But I will say
That's a
that
good way of putting it.
it was honestly I needed that. But life happens, right? So
Mhm.
as you said, it's about a man, a quality man. He was working, he had a job, and he's a go-getter, so he's driven. But it may take him a little longer to find a job in his career rather than just taking any type of job. So if
Mhm.
he was a executive assistant, executive director, or CEO, or whatever it is, I'm sure that he wouldn't want to take a warehouse job. You know what I'm saying? So just like if when I lost my job, I didn't just want to take a job at McDonald's. I wanted my job in public health. But however, if you see him seeking for a job, and then not only that, what's important is you all living together. So he doesn't have a job right now, but he's taking on some of the house duties off of you because he see that you are also providing for that home financially. So he's taking on other burdens that normally you would take care of. So it's a
Right.
balance as he is in between those jobs.
They didn't say
So
that on us, so
go
don't
ahead,
put words
Britt.
in their mouth.
You say what, Britt?
I said they didn't say that, so don't put words in their mouth.
Oh no,
Oh
no, no!
my
I
god.
was just framing it right. Just framing it right. So
Yeah, because I saw Devin when she said that he twitched his finger and he went to his mouth like, oh, like I won't go in there.
That's funny.
I have experienced it personally, and then in a relationship that I was very serious about, where the compensation where he was 100% commission. But commission is good when it's good, but when it's
Yeah,
not good,
it
of
ain't.
course,
It hurt.
I had
That's
to
a
step
fact.
up to the plate. But the main thing is the attitude. So I can see if a man lose their job. But if that woman is saying, "Oh, I gotta pay these bills," and then you gotta be, oh, and so therefore you need to do this, you need to do that. That's not peace. What I'm
Yeah,
saying, you have to treat people according to how you want to be treated, and that's called reciprocation.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Mhm.
Let's go to these comments real quick. We're gonna roll through these real quickly. A lot of it was just general feedback, but we'll get to them. Shout out to Rita. What's going on? She said facts, VJ.
Mm.
She laughing at Bino. I think that's back when he was talking about. Next we got Devin. Just giving you a shout out real quick. Pardon self. Hold on, y'all.
Hey,
I got
Rita,
music
I'm gonna
playing in
keep
the
that shit
background. Y'all
hot,
hear
man.
that?
I ain't about to come out here sound like no professor. I'm gonna keep that shit hot, man. You guys be playing sometimes.
That's
Man, I'm
funny.
trying to be PG for the moment.
Let's see what else we got. They was like, okay, Miss Mona, giving you a shout out. Facts J, y'all know the count. And Rita said not true, Bino. I think that's she was talking about the physical attraction and
Can you go
About
people
back to
what?
those
wanting more.
stats? Because I had one that I
Sure.
wanted to point out that wasn't the one that everybody's pretty
Absolutely.
much bombarded.
She said
Got you.
not
Let me
true
bring
about
them
what?
back up. The physical attraction part.
On men or women? Because I
Choosing
see it every
peace,
day.
choosing
I-
peace over everything.
I don't think she was talking about that because she don't know that.
So we'll bring her back up one more time. Which one you wanted to speak to, CJ?
Is that supposed to be 25%?
Yes.
Yeah, 25% of Americans aren't looking for a relationship, and 8 out of 10 Americans felt you don't have to be married to be happy.
Mm.
I feel like
Speak
that
to
that 25% is too low nowadays.
it.
I
You
feel
think it
like
should be
people ain't
higher?
looking for relationships to really be in relationships for real, for real.
What do you think they're looking for?
What you got? What you got to
Mm.
offer? I feel like that number needs to be higher. As far as 8 out of 10 people, Americans felt you don't have to be married to be happy. I agree with that wholeheartedly. The biggest the number one relationship that I've ever seen in my life was my uncle and Charlene. My whole life they were together, as far as I can remember. That man died of heartache when she died. Literally, she died, and that man literally died a month later, going to her gravesite every damn day.
And they weren't married?
Never married.
Okay.
Had a daughter.
Mm.
Never married the whole time. They've been it's from my. I had to learn after I brought it before on the pod. I had finally asked my mom like, how long were they actually together? My mom said, hell, he was the oldest of them. So she said when she was young, they was together. So they was together in high school, and they
Mm.
both died in late 60s. Never married, one child.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that
Man,
marriage?
they was just
Oh no, not
as
for
long as
them. I'm
I've
talking
known them,
about
man, they was just
making it
down for each
broad.
other through
Nah,
everything.
bring it macro. Why do you think that is? That 8 out of 10 people don't think that you need to be married to be happy. Why do you think that is the sentiment today?
Today I think it's because social media displays it like you can be happy doing every other thing in the world.
Okay,
I
that's
swear,
fair.
let's be all right.
That's
Prime
real.
example, and I know y'all probably seen it. Them little videos that they've been going around with the people popping the balloon to find love. They got the one lady that's probably the biggest popular one. She be having like the recaps now where she bring them back to see how things been going since y'all matched. None of these motherfuckers stay. They never stay together. They half of them don't even go on the first day after the video. So it's
Mm.
like, what was you there for? I'm here for love. No, you not. You here to get your social media popping so you can get views and get likes and all that. Nobody's really there for that, for nothing serious. And the
Bro,
one dude that was really actually serious about this shit was the one that was getting played. That's crazy.
the state of the whole franchise is over as you know it. People, you don't need a relationship to be successful or
Mm-mm.
to achieve these goals anymore. And again, with women being literally empowered by the internet and social media to generate income just based on them being themselves, that in and of itself stops a lot of the BS, because no longer do women grow up thinking, well, I have to get a man first, and then
Mm.
the rest of my life will fall into place. Now it's, I'm out here just, I'm gonna get it myself.
I
So
got OnlyFans.
if you have the women no longer even thinking they need a man to
Ooh.
achieve anything, the man is entering at an even bigger deficit when he's approaching the female, because she's looking at him even more so like,
I don't really
what I
need you.
or what are you doing?
Mm.
Oh
Because
shit.
I'm getting my own stuff. And so now everything is it's topsy
All
turvy.
transactional. That's it.
Yeah,
That's a
what
fact.
can you provide for me?
That part.
You
That part.
know,
Get him,
I
Mona.
would say all
Mona
right.
been gritting her teeth the whole time. Get him.
I know I need to work on my facial expressions. Honestly,
They
I really
horrible.
do.
You fell it.
Yeah,
You fell it. I was watching her.
let
I
me,
Made for
let me
watched
great
it.
try to
You
do
tell
that.
content.
you
Let
watch
me do
people's
the
faces.
straight face, like.
She was over here just like, right.
What you got, Mona? You got some pushback? What you got?
Okay, so no, I don't want to say pushback per se. I will say this. Okay, coming from a household, and I always relate it back to myself. So coming from a household where my auntie and my grandmother, told always said, you don't need no man. You are good enough. You can do it yourself. And now my grandmother was married to the same man for a long time, 40 years before he even died. Okay. But however, she was in an abusive relationship. So it's based upon what that woman have actually experienced growing up. So yes, I was raised to be a strong black woman. You don't need a man, you can do it yourself. And my aunt was that strong black woman, businesses, entrepreneur, and very successful financially, and whatever she wanted to get, she got it. And she also introduced me to those fine things too. Growing up as a child, Ruth Chris at the age 13, 15, it was nothing for me to go, whatever. Even at the time, you want to say, um, what is it? I don't even know. Not Rubies, whatever it's called, Ruby Tuesday, something like that, whatever. But and Red Lobster, and so she introduced me to those things. So therefore, I was driven to become successful. But at the end of the day, what I also saw is that those women in my family was broken. They was
Mm.
broken in relationships because of that mentality. Because they was lacking in their relationships, they had to be more overcome those abilities to be in a successful relationship to be successful. And honestly, it's okay for a black woman or any woman to be successful, but however, it's okay to also have a help meet. I don't say help mate. Meet me where we are going together in the same, living the same purpose. So help meet, not a helpmate. But anyway, so yeah, so women, we still do need that companionship, whether that is marriage for some or maybe it's just a long-term relationship. So whatever, two people agree upon.
Okay. What you got, Devin?
You gotta unmute.
You got to unmute, brother. You muted.
I totally agree with what you're saying. The only caveat to what you're saying is the type of man you're expecting to get. Because it seems like 100% of women want high value men. And that's the problem, because what you're saying is perfectly good if you're appropriately assigning yourself to the type of man you can get. And that goes for everyone across the board. If you are able to self evaluate and say, all right, ideally I would get, this guy. But realistically, I'm open to this range right here, because this is actually what life is showing me I attract. And I think that's where we're at in today's day, is you just need to work on being attractive, in the sense
Ooh.
of you do you so well that whatever is attracted to you, pick from that. Don't go out searching in other fields and shit for stuff that it's like a soccer ball always going to the basketball court. Yo, don't nobody want to play with me.
Nah, that's a fact. Like my,
Go ahead, Bino.
like
What you
what you
had?
saying is a fact. Now what he said is a fact. Like my grandpops always said, but it goes versa. It's like the person that like you don't like the person that you like. You feel what I'm saying? Like
That's
don't
true.
you know what I'm saying? Don't chase the person that you like, but but look at the person that likes you. So it's basically saying what Devin said is like, you know what I'm saying, do you so well that whatever you attracts, you, then pay attention to that instead of paying attention to ideally what you're attracted to. You know what I'm saying?
Would that be considered settling?
Nah.
Nah, it's considered this. I would consider the discernment, like, bro, like you. Meanwhile, people like he said, every 100% of women that walk this earth want a high value man.
Yeah.
Not trying to get too rated R when I say this, but it ain't 100% women that are high value women. You see the catching that?
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's not settling, like, cause check this out, right? Y'all were talking about purpose earlier. Well, in order for a person to truly be at their highest potential, their prime, they got to be in their purpose doing something, because that's how they get seen, but then they get seen by people who are interested in that field.
Same purpose, yeah.
And I'm telling you, settling would be you chasing after someone and having to put in perpetual effort to hold it together because they weren't really feeling you like that, but you just piled it on. So now they're like, all right, I'll give them a chance. I'll give them another week, buying more flowers, thinking, oh, I got to get her Nah, if you meet the person that's like into you and what you are, that's not settling, that's winning. That's like,
that's a fact.
The ultimate type of
talk.
Mind.
Right? Okay.
Talk. I like it. I
like
it.
I like it. I like it.
I like that. That was fire. That was fire.
So can I do it? Let me do interview. So with that being said, Devin, all right, do you think women get that as a whole in general? Do you think women get that concept of what you just said? And if you don't think they get it, why not? What is it?
Of course they don't get it because they don't want to accept something like that. And it's only because, all right, check it. I mean, if we're just keeping it real, like I said, women go through this weird upside down.
Really? Been waiting to hold that up all show long.
Hey, I was gonna short his answer down. He said, why they don't believe that? They delusional. They delulu. That's why.
They delulu.
They delulu.
Listen, we can't even blame women for being this way, because if you start from the origin of nature, they got 32 years to really get shit popping for what they came to get, which is family, providing that type of bond with a male counterpart, right? Mm-hmm. If you take into account that of the 32 years, 16 of those are off limits, right? Now she got her entire life of prime activity of being able to attract the best guy she can. And that's why that's the whole game. A woman would drop a guy quick for the next guy who's doing better because she doesn't have time to fucking waste based on biology. So she's like, yo, I'm with this guy. This other guy is interested in me and he's, established, has a house, this, all that. She'll leave this guy for him. It's like hypergamy.
Yeah.
Only because, not because she's not necessarily loyal, but because she's surviving out here. In her mind.
That's sad, because all you're saying is great. So then I need men to understand why women be like, y'all saying, why they rushing me for? Why we can't take it slow? Why we can't do this? The man just told you, we ain't got time. Yeah. And a lot of men waste our time.
But I think, but the thing, Brittany, too, is I think that with men, when shit happened to us in life, we accept it and kick past it. I think that that's the difference. Is that most men, they meet the challenge and get better. The ones that are going to be, I think that
Women meet the
what,
challenge and get sour.
yeah, yeah. I think that it's the actualization of what Devin said. By the time it kick in, it's a little too late. You feel me? But to Bino's point, I think that that's real. Any more comments and thoughts?
I just want to say one thing. We do got to
Go ahead.
understand the land of the law of the land. We do got to understand the most reasons why we include all these personal things into a relationship, and the reason why relationships is transactional, literally because we are Americans, and America is literally designed like that.
I
Like
swear.
because none of these other countries worry about
Nobody else is
none
doing
of the
that
other
shit.
shit we talked about for these first 30 minutes.
That's a
No.
fact. I think that's fair. I think that's really fair. But Brittany, I think to your point, I think that women should be more unapologetic about, yo, like what you doing. All right, don't worry about it. Stay right here. You figure it out by yourself. I gotta go get to it. And I think that for far too long, the reason why I posed the whole show the way I did was probability versus possibility. Is I think women hang on to the possibility he'll change for far too long.
Well,
Think
I mean,
about
that
how
might be
long.
true
You
because
see what I'm
again,
saying?
we have to start completely all over. Like when he was saying about the man not finding a job, which is a 1%, but he said we stay around, yeah, because if not, you know what I'm saying, we got to start all over again. Like nobody's trying to do that. So yeah, we're trying to stick around, wait for him. Hopefully he find a job soon, whatnot, so we can get back to whatever. But if not, like you said, they're ready to move on because somebody else is showing attraction or whatever the case may be.
But I
And
think
that is
that
why,
go ahead, Mona.
and that is why it's a lot of women who are, 38 and older who are single because we had say we just, spent so much time in the wrong relationship with the possibility believing that that man is going to show up for that woman, how she needs for him to show up. So a lot of
Yep.
time is wasted, and you are absolutely correct. We do have, just a period of time
Yeah.
where the beauty declined because yes, truthfully speaking, men find women to be attractive, right? It is the physical physique, the physical look, as you had mentioned before in one of your morning speaks, whatever you said, the geometric figure of the woman face.
Yes.
So that absolutely droops down. So yes,
Mhm.
we have to learn as women to let go and let God handle that man accordingly, so you can meet the man
Okay.
that need to be in your life.
I will say
Okay,
this too. I
next
think
topic.
that even what you spoke to before, we're gonna definitely move on, CJ. But I think that
Cause
like
no,
real shit. I think
What's
that what
CJ?
happens is like, but I'm gonna speak
no.
to Mona's point, and I'm probably get to exactly what CJ's thinking. I think that the issue is that alertness, the awareness that your clock is ticking, it don't hit you until you in the fourth quarter, last 2 minutes. The other team done hung 45. They up 45 on you. Then when you come to the realization, oh shit, I'm on a losing team, you can't switch and trade in the middle of a motherfucking game. You feel me? We might only seen one player that actually quit and retired in the middle of an actual game. But I think that for the future generations and the women that are watching that are younger, I think that it's important for us as their elders to let them know the seriousness, especially the women. You ain't got long. You feel me? You got to mature quick. And if we're going to lean and hang our hat on women being more mature than men faster, then we have to hold them to that standard throughout the rest of their lives, not just when they're 18 and they're more mature than their 18-year-old counterparts. No, you got about another 10 years to figure this shit out. Because once you get on the other side, not saying impossible, it gets more difficult. And I think that that is why the future generations has to be pushed to understand, especially our women, the importance of locking in with somebody early and building with them through it if they deem themselves worthy. But it goes back to us being the gatekeepers of our children's relationships. All of us got kids for the most part. Like, I plan on actively being in my daughter's dating life from when she's a kid. Why? Because I need her to learn these lessons soon. Because once she gets over that hill, I'm not gonna have her leaning on daddy for shit. Like, bro, nigga, you better figure it out. You better go find somebody. Like, I'll help you vet. But I think that realization that we speaking of, it happens a little too late in women's lives, and then they'll spend the backside scrambling to overcorrect. Rightfully so, though, right? Because don't nobody want to be alone. But just my thoughts.
So by you saying that, which I agree, but that 48% of people being focused on their careers and personal things, and that's the reason why they single. That's a good number because that's almost half. I think that needs a incline though. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it needs an incline. This is the reason why I say that. Because the same reason what you said,
Yeah, Oxy, where you
women
going?
waste majority of their younger years. That's how they end up in situations and came across niggas like us when we was in our younger years, because
You
they
right.
focus on that instead of focus on themselves. And I think what's happening with a lot of men these days is men are crying about women, and we all have our little things we cry about women, but women are crying about women because they're actually are focusing now more on themselves and their careers and their stabilities than their relationships. So the dudes that can't get their shit together is bitching about it.
True. That's fair. I think that's fair. And I think, like you said, you take it off the ball, that motherfucker go across the plate. It's a strike. You ain't got but three of those. You feel me? They say you only love three true people in your life. Your first love is the puppy love. That's the love where you're still trying to figure it out. The second love devastates you the most. That's the one that is the most impactful to you. It takes a while to get over them. And the third one is your true love, and that normally happens when you're not expecting it. You ain't got
Mm.
but three strikes of this thing. Everything else is just bullshit. Foul
And
balls, bad pitches, you being led by your dick, you being led by your body. It ain't right. But you ain't got but three loves in your whole life.
because of that same statistic, it's why women are really in a catch-22, because they actually have to focus on their career and things like that just in case, right? Because it's possible that they are dating someone and then that relationship ends. They can't have spent all their time just invested in how they look and have no skills to support themselves should a man exit the picture. And so I feel like women who are smart, and most women in today's day, they're about their own shit. Like I said, even the ones that are doing alternative things for income, they're all getting their own money. So they literally don't need to depend on a man, right? And once that dependency factor is out of the way and out of the question, it really just comes down to, are we compatible, and do I want to be with you? And
Right.
Damn.
It inclines men to have to tap in more to just being able to have money to provide. Now you gotta tap into the emotions of a woman. Now you gotta tap into the intellect of yourself, your purpose. You know what I'm saying? You gotta tap into all that. You know what I'm saying now. So it's just adjustments and challenges that we gotta face. That men we know how to you know what I'm saying. We know what's going on. You know what's
That
going
part.
on out here.
Well, we are reached a great, first off, great conversation, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the SPS podcast on YouTube. Again, we definitely appreciate y'all comments coming in. But now we're going to turn the floor over to Mona, and I'll let you decide how the show goes next. Do you want to go with what you want us to aid you in, or do you want to go into some more questions before we get there? It's on you.
Let's go into some more questions.
I bet. I knew that was coming. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Well, with that being said, man, let's get into. Let me see where I want to go. Let's get into our first video. We're gonna get y'all reactions, and I'll ask my first question.
To be honest, I'd rather just be a little lonelier than deal with all the hassle of dating. I'm really not in a place emotionally and financially where I can deal with sorting through a bunch of misses to find a Mrs. Nowadays, with dating apps, there's always something new and more exciting just around the corner. So many women I've dated have abruptly broken things off because they found something more exciting. Dating is like taking on a part-time job. I don't have the time or the energy. I'm sure all of you can relate to that. Social media, Hollywood, and porn have really altered the expectations of the general public across the board when looking for a mate. It's actually really messed up psychologically when a person thinks about it. Specifically, unrealistic expectations are held by people who conveniently hold themselves to extremely low standards but feel entitled to the best. More specifically, unrealistic expectations are held by people who act like victims when they're confronted with equally high expectations. To be honest, I'd rather...
So, what are y'all thoughts on the video? She was speaking about the sentiments of men in today's dating market. What do y'all think about it? Was she spot on? Was she wrong?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, she definitely hit some key points in there because best believe it. That when she started off saying like when she talked about the part about dating today is like a part time job, like you damn right. Because best believe, not me, not me. I went from the military to civilian world. I'm not doing no part time side quests, none of that. No, no, it's not me, bro.
Bro, the most critical thing she said was at the end, where it was about the person uh, expecting the expectations isn't able to stand in front of those same or equal expectations coming back at them. I feel like anytime it turns into one person like trying to build the other person, like, all right, we're together, but we got some work to do. Let's see, you gotta get it. It's like what? And it's usually the female that is gonna take a guy and then try to upgrade him on some like checklist type shit. And it's like, all right, that's cool. But then if the guy were to go and get a checklist and then tell her, like, all right, this is the upgrade list for you.
Boy, you get canceled. You'll get burned on the
Man,
street.
let me tell you something, Devin. You just made a key point. It's actually an ongoing question that's been crazy debatable by women as of lately, and I know y'all seen it, which is we all know women scream to the top of their lungs what they require out of a man. So men have come to a point, they say, well, what you can bring to the table. Do you know women respond, you got to ask that, then blah, 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 blah. Hold on. But when women ask that, what can you do? We have abundance of fucking answers for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But when you ask that to a woman, it turns into an argument, a debate that I've been going through on social media with women for 2 weeks. Just don't get it.
For 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah, because the ultimate buzzword is real man. A real man would. It's like, yo, get
See,
Right.
I hear that statement, man, and that's when my assholeness kick in. Oh, real man, you don't know your father. Stop, stop. Like the
And
real
there go
man,
shots.
you have no brothers, you have no male figures, you have no male role models. A lot of them don't, which is unfortunate. But you can't sit there saying a real man this, a real man that. And majority, I'm pushing that word. Majority of these females unfortunately do not grow up with male figures to claim what a real man is. You can't, and you damn sure can't tell me you got that you got this whole ideal, this image of a real man from your mother. That is a horrible option to get that from. There's no way you can't do that. So you can't just say what a real man is. You got to basically get lucky enough, roll the dice, play Russian roulette out here, and come across a man that just shows you what an actual good man is, not a real man, a good man.
I
Because
like
that
that.
whole real man thing kills me. Like, if there's like me, I grew up knowing my father. He was in my life. I can tell you what a real man is, but my dad will knock you down for saying that word. He's gonna tell you he's a good man, or he'll tell you he's a great man nowadays, but he's not gonna use the term real. He's like, I got a dick, don't I? I know I'm a real man. He's gonna say that. But what he will tell you is he's a good man. Come
So
on now, like I hate that.
let's define, let's say good men, since
There
real
you go.
is not
Good man.
is such it's a word that you all don't like. So let's go with good men. What is a good man? So what do you define as a good
Gotcha.
man? Once again, so and it can be women who had father figures in their home, but maybe their father figure or the uncle or whoever that male figure wasn't a good man. So what are some qualities of a good
This
man?
is universal. I got y'all fellas. First off, a good man is a man that has submitted himself to God and his purpose. That's step one. He realizes that there's a hierarchy that exists above himself. He acknowledges a higher power no matter what religion he subscribes to. And that hierarchy keeps him balanced and it keeps him humble. The second step is he understands and has identified his purpose and he's walking in it. The reason why that is important, before a man can provide for a woman, before he can be a husband, before he can be a father, before he can be a brother, before he can be a friend, he must know what his purpose is on this earth and be actively working to get those results. So That is just two qualifiers for a good man. Everything else bounces off of those two. Where he fits into the spiritual hierarchy, how far along he is on his purpose, and the results he has to show for said work put in. Men have always been judged since children from the results. No one gives a fuck about our excuses. No one gives a fuck about your problems. Can you produce results? Are you productive to yourself and those that call you friend? Your value is not measured by you, but by the world around you and those you are competing with. That indeed is a good man. Everything else, when you start talking principles and standards, that varies. People have different moral compasses, but a good man is a consistent man that can show you the results of the things he's working towards. Am I off, fellas?
No, because that you just described me right there. Look at you, boy.
Deserve a
You
hand
know me
clap.
your
What
whole
a
life.
hand clap sound. What a hand clap
Now,
sound. Where is
now,
it?
you- that's fire. Now you're not wrong, and that's deep. But we deep people, and everybody ain't deep. So this is what I like to say to women. I feel like women they don't know how to separate an adult male from a man before you even get to good, great, or real. They don't know how to differentiate an adult male from a man. That's the thing before you even get into whether you consider yourself good, real, or great.
Mm, that's fair. That's fair. I think that's a
Mhm.
good point.
The thing is, outside of what Jerron said, a good man is a man that's good to you. That's really it. Because, hey, men are gonna give where they want.
Hmm.
If you're getting what you need, that's a good man for you, right? It's not gonna,
Oh,
and that's all that really matters is out. Again, this is in addition to what Jerron said. After those two things, everything else, is he good to you? That's all that matters. And then I would say ultimately, man, in the grand scheme, in terms of dating and doing all this stuff, bro, it doesn't matter. Like, you will not go hunt down the person you're meant to be with. The person you're actually meant to be with will find their way into your life organically. And said interaction won't be on no game plan like, it's gonna be so superfluous that it's meant to be. There's no games, you know what I'm saying? So it's like cat and mouse, or this like, is he gonna call me? Or
Mhm.
bro, when you find, I really believe that, like, when you find that person, it won't be planned, and you can't avoid the attraction, whether you're physically attracted to them or not. That's the funny thing.
hmm.
That person, that soul, you,
They
you're
find you.
gonna link, and that's the person. That's the good person.
Mhm.
And I think he's speaking to exactly what I found in research. That third love is not the one you looking for. It's the one that just falls
Just
like, yo, what the
happens.
hell? Like, what?
Yeah.
So it
Must be
sounds
that.
like
Where'd you come from?
it
Mm.
sounds like a society of people need to start including God more in their lives if we're gonna go off faith like that. And I think that's another big problem too. People are grinding off from God, and we ain't gonna get religious about it. But if you're gonna leave it up to that, then you're leaving it up to something that's out of your control. And people don't have enough faith for that when it comes to relationships because
Mhm.
of time capsules, because of all these different situations, age. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with Devin absolutely, and you. But then we ask the people to have strong faith. We can't convince them of.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. Here's the thing.
That's hard.
There's no need to convince anyone of anything higher, because one of two things is true. Either something came from nothing, or something created everything.
Mm, I like
Those are the only
that.
two possibilities. And
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that a lot.
either way, you
Mhm.
must know there is that higher.
There's a hierarchy.
You
Yeah.
got to know that. You got to know that. You got
Mhm.
to know that.
So we don't even like if you have to convince someone of that, then they're just ignorant in the nature of law of life, right? Where
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah, and that was my point. We can't convince them of that. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
and
Because you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's up to them to believe that or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
But I
And
do believe. Go
biblically,
ahead. Go ahead, Mona.
I'm not trying to get biblical, but in the Bible, right? And biblically, it wasn't where the woman was seeking a man. She was just in her purpose. She was just in her purpose, and therefore he was
what woman
there.
we talking about?
I'll start saying you gotta. You gotta give me more.
Honestly, I'm gonna go
I know
with
my
I
Bible.
guess I'm gonna go with
Oh,
Ruth,
see, no, you in my
I'm
head, bro.
listening. I'm
I was like, which
listening.
one? Because
Okay,
that
Ruth.
first one,
Let's go with Ruth. Let's go with Ruth. All right, everybody familiar with Ruth, right?
Boaz and Ruth. Everybody love Boaz and
Yeah.
Ruth.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So
Let's do it.
she was in her purpose. She was just working, and the man saw a good thing in her. So therefore, you really, as a woman, we shouldn't have to be seeking for that particular partner. And it's going to be a natural attraction there where no one should have to prove that they are good enough for each other.
I agree.
That's a fact.
You
That's a
got to
fact.
prove yourself to someone, then you need to let go.
I'll
That's a
also
fact.
say though, I'll also say the you said you shouldn't have to women shouldn't have to go out there and do X, Y, and Z, but like it's my honest opinion, neither the whole guy chasing a female thing is so
I don't believe in that.
it's so like not happening. Like for me, for
It's
instance,
antiquated. It's antiquated from today's
Yeah.
time.
for instance, like I would never chase a female.
I ne-
I don't. I've never done it. Never
It's
done it.
it's funny because listen, the games they'll be like like I didn't call or do something like yo. There's really one chance with fuck up one time. It's not even worth my time. On some like I wouldn't do that shit or shit's funny or you're playing a game. Nobody's chasing anybody, and that's the problem. Because everybody wants the other person to just come through, and that's why I'm saying you got to be in your purpose, doing what you was going to be doing regardless, and the person meant for you will be there.
Mm-hmm.
The right
Yeah.
time, the right place. This whole like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the bar tonight, and this guy is gonna approach me. Hey,
Yeah, it's like, yo, we live in a different times. But I have
yo,
a question for
nobody's
you.
coming up to you in the club.
Right. I got a question for you though, Mona. What do you think a woman's purpose is? That's a good question because I heard you say that a woman should be walking in a purpose first. What do you think a woman's purpose is?
Let me set up for this one.
Okay, so a
A,
woman's
a purpose in a relationship, right? You asking her, right? A
No,
purpose
no,
in a
no.
relationship,
We
right?
we gonna
just
get
in
there.
life.
We gonna get there. Yeah, just
Just in,
Okay,
I just wanted to know which one you was asking. Okay, just in life.
okay.
Okay.
yeah. We
So
gonna
just
get
in
there,
life.
Albino.
Okay, so just in life, a woman's
Period.
purpose. For one, she have to have a relationship with God to understand what her purpose is.
Okay.
Um, for me personally,
Okay.
and it's whatever your heart desires you to, to really put that energy towards something. So for me, my purpose is I know for me, I serve, and therefore I with my even my career, I'm a servant. In my relationships, I'm a servant. So knowing my God's purpose is to be a servant. So it has to be related to something in divine.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you think a woman's purpose is to be a divine servant?
For me, it is, but not
Yeah, he's
always.
speaking
What
of
about
myself.
women? What about women? Now take it
Just in women
macro.
in general,
What's
she
the
have to have
purpose
a
of a woman?
relationship. For one, she have to have a relationship with God to understand what that purpose is for her.
So what's the second one?
Far as
Get it,
relationship
Jay.
wise, now far as relationship wise, when it comes to the purpose of relationship, she is there to be that helpmate. She have to also be able to be understanding to meet her husband needs personally.
Help me. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll go so far as to say that supersedes the first. Want to know why?
Why you say
Based
that?
on the divine order. God gives the order to the man, which is then implemented. The woman is there to service the man to make sure the entire household stays beneath the purpose of God. It's not the woman's
Mhm.
job, in my opinion, to supersede the hierarchy. I think that's where we get it fucked up at. If you with a man that's walking in purpose, in my opinion, I think women would be best served by being a helpmeet to your man's purpose that's submitted through God. Because what happens is if you all are on a spiritual walk together, then I think that you'll hit a point to where you helping your man is walking in the divinity of God because that's how he created us to be. You were created to be a
Mhm.
helpmeet. So in my mind, based on just the creation, like I see he put in First Corinthians 11:3 and 5. But even before you get there, even in Genesis, the fact that you all were pulled from the side of the rib, the fact that you were made indeed in God's mind to be a helpmeet. The reason why you were there originally was because Adam was lonely. Every other beast that he named, they had partners. He was lonely. He was like, man, I need to create this dude to help me. So I think that one of the primary purposes of women, the most important in family, in the nuclear family, is being a helpmeet to your man.
And if that's the case, then men got to do their part and their purpose first. Then
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I was
But
about to go there.
and
but that goes back to
a
choosing
lot of men
correctly though.
ain't doing that. A lot of men ain't doing that though. So
Yeah,
before we jump on women, be like, y'all supposed to be a helpmate. Men, you got to have these women something to help make you about.
but
Nigga.
they
You
pick
know
them
what I'm
though,
saying?
Bino. But they pick them
Absolutely.
though, Bino.
No,
They pick
I
them.
know listen though, Strato. Like I know we be so tough on women, but in actuality is there's a lot of niggas on some bullshit out here, and it's not living the way they supposed to live.
bro,
Period. That's
That's a
that's
bro.
the
fact.
honest
You know
truth.
what? It's some men that are looking for a woman to provide too. So,
Facts.
more than just, I mean, financially, they are dependent on women as much as well. So when I told you what my purpose is, I had to first tell you my purpose because for one, I never been married. So I
Okay.
had to seek God first to know what my purpose is. Now if men was on, if majority of men were, as you all on this podcast, then yes, I can definitely say when it comes to my purpose, I am a servant and I'm still is a servant. But however, I learned that I am a servant to God first. So I'm a servant to him. I'm a servant to doing his will, to helping people. And as you all stated, sorry, that men have to step up and have to know what their purpose is so that woman can also be that help me so I can help you. Because if my man know his purpose, I'm going to help him to get to his purpose, whatever that may be. So if that requires, you know, doing more at home, if I have to provide financially as well, it's okay for a woman to help support that, to
Hey,
support his.
T need to start coming up here on the panel. T need to start trying to drop them little sentences and then come on the panel, T. Come on, okay. I don't believe that stat. You got to show me that stat because
Nah,
Yeah.
I
if
think
Hey,
we
he's
man,
right,
hey.
bro.
from 90% of niggas on their bullshit until they get to a certain age, it is way far from
Nah, I'm
16%.
I'm I'm gonna tell you what it is, bro. I think that the society has made us believe that men are not what we truly are. The decrease in the black male population in prison is drastic. The number of men that don't have children are more drastic. The number of men that actually above or at middle class is drastically higher than it's ever been. So to y'all point, I do think there is a percentage of men that's on bullshit, but they only can be on bullshit with the woman that chose to deal with said bullshit. If you on bullshit you by yourself, does it matter? Somebody
Man,
choosing these ain't shit
I'm gonna tell
niggas.
you,
You feel me?
I'm gonna tell you straight up. The reason why I can speak the way I speak, because I'm 36 now, but my whole teens and 20s was
Uh-huh.
bullshit, and every motherfucking nigga that was around me was on the same way. So where this number come from at? And you can guarantee that the kids that are our age that we used to be are on that same type of time, if not worse than we was, because they are actually worse than we was. Everything's going on worse. That's just my opinion because I'm not just speaking of me. I can speak of me because I evaluate everything around me and I see where I went and I see where I left people at. And a lot of niggas is left on bullshit. Niggas talk that good game, but niggas be on their bullshit on their wife. Niggas be doing all this all extra shit. So I just gotta see that number. I gotta see
I
that
think
number.
I think that you got to take it past your anecdotal experience though. We talking about black men in whole. You got to realize like black men number we up to like 14 million black men in the United States of America.
And how many of
Less
them
than
black men?
less than
How many
1%
of
are in
those black
prison.
men? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You feel me? Like less than 1% are in prison. Most are at least high school graduates or better, and we all are out earning the median income of about 47 to 48,000. So where we at? And then 53% of them are childless. So
What
so
age range is this?
from I think the stats start from 28 to 45.
Well, yeah, I gotta stop. I gotta not look outside my hood. But the people we talk to are our hood.
Yeah, they be on bullshit. I think that's.
No,
But then you
I'm
also,
just saying, like, the
yeah,
numbers
but
that you proving, that's outside of all. I don't know where Devin from, but I know where all four of us from, and that's outside. That's outside our analytics. Them numbers you just said.
Facts.
but on the same breath, you got to admit that we are the second, if not the third poorest county in North Carolina. So within that, we are the exception. Even when you
Who?
start talking about
Who?
anecdotes,
I'm
Berkeley
not
County.
just talking about Bertie
Who?
County. I'm talking about the 252, the
Bertie number one.
336, the 919, all that
Yeah,
shit.
we are the poorest. So I
Yeah.
think that it skews the stats because we're already starting off from zero. You
Yeah.
said 54% are single and have no kids. 30% of men are married. 16 are hoes.
What age?
Man,
What
look,
age?
I'm about to
What
join the
age?
hoes.
What age? Because from the age, what age though? From the age of 30 plus, even my boy CJ got one. So you just gotta give me an age because that's two broad numbers. We talk about men from the ages of an adult all the way up to what age though? Like I don't want us to throw these wrong numbers out here and that shit don't be accurate
I would
because we
definitely have
gotta
to
focus.
say that the younger ones now are the ones that don't really got kids like that.
Kids,
Yeah.
the younger ones, exactly,
Like
the
like
younger ones.
the younger 20s today, at least from what I've seen, as far as the guys go, they don't got that many. Most of them ain't really got kids like that. But when I was in those early 20s, most of my homies had kids
Hey,
in high
kids, nigga,
school.
that's
But
Yeah.
to the
therapy. That's
point,
gotta know.
In high school, but the ones
Yeah.
to the
today,
point.
no.
My bad, Devin, because they talking about hometown shit. Let me
Yeah.
frame this right for them.
Devin, like what the hell?
Y'all also fucking know that it's the same dude with multiple kids though. It be 4 or 5 guys with 5 or 6 kids apiece. Am I tripping?
What back then
Yeah.
or now?
Yeah.
Back then,
Back
yeah.
then.
Yeah. Back then, yeah. But
So,
today, no,
it's
not.
to
That's
the-
why he asked. He need an age group because
I don't. But
the
I don't. I want to get
20-year-olds. If we were talking about 2024, the niggas that's in their 18s to, I'll even go as far as to say 28, 18 to 30 to 28. Most of them boys ain't really got kids like that. But if we were talking about back when we was in our early 20s, most of our homeboys had 3-4 kids before they walked across the stage. If they walked across the stage.
I think that's fair, but I also don't want to get so lost in trying to break down the stat that we lose the context in the conversation, which is we were talking about a man of purpose, and we kind of got off it because we're talking about men that weren't spiritually grounded, and that a lot of those men are out here and women are falling for them. So my point was they are a small minority of eligible black men that you can actually choose from. You just chose the minority of bullshit.
To
Argue
that point, what I'm going to get into on this particular subject is the fact that, yeah, the stats are exactly right. The good in the black community, what you're talking about is rare.
Yeah.
Like I'm rare. You're not going to just walk out and see me on the street. Have you ever seen me, Mona?
No.
Exactly. I'm fucking rare. Now look, the thing is, all of the rare men are the men you're talking about that you want to, like, all right, we need to come into this mold here. The problem is those men, every woman from every race is attracted to that guy. And he's black. Right? So then you take that guy and you say, all right, where is he? And then you take the guy that is everything that y'all are talking about that he didn't do. He got 3-4 kids. He's here, and guess who?
They overpopulated.
They're over. Of course, there's
Oversaturated.
90% are something you don't want. And what I'm saying is, those are the guys who are going after girls like you. So you got to think about it. The guys up here aren't even chasing anybody. They're being
I ain't chased.
All right, they're being chased by you and every other race of girl there is. Now, who's chasing you? All these damn hyenas.
A nigga that's got 4 kids.
Fucking hyenas is out here chasing you, and you're thinking this is all these men are all, and they're not. That's not the case. You're just not trying to be, and the women chasing these guys, they're bad. You get what I'm saying? You think you're not you, but women tend to think I'm not chasing no man. He'll come to me, and he won't because he doesn't have to. Now
that's a fact, man, and women hate to hear that.
Most black women expect that the black man is gonna automatically try to win her over and trust me, a man that's been pulling girls his whole life already knows I don't have to do this. And now he won't do this. He still gets a girl. Meanwhile, you're wondering, yo, my guy, what's up? All these men are trash. It's not that they're trash. You're not trying to compete for the guy you actually want, and you're just settling for guys chasing you.
And to give content to what he's saying, just so it won't come across as no cocky shit, you gotta understand what he's saying, because it's like, to a point, once a dude understands women, once he been pulling women from teenage all the way up to young adults to adults, he realized that long as I be me, the right woman is going to be attracted to me. That's the same reason why he's telling women you shouldn't have to chase. A person shouldn't have to chase. Because if you are, or whoever said on this panel, if you're in your purpose, I think it was Devin, the right person will be attracted to you. And men that understand what Devin's saying, which I know is, now that I've just met him, I know it's us. We ain't chasing that. We're not chasing, dog. It's nothing about no being cocky. We understand this shit.
I go to work in a Honda. I go home in a Honda. I am unbothered. Hey, I was taught not to chase growing up, and I've never done it. Every relationship I've ever been in, every woman I've ever dated, I did not chase them. If they ever see this, I dare one of them to try to go against that. I don't know. Hell, even Sneak, she admitted on the pod. Did she not admit on the pod that she came to me at a gym? And then when I told her to correct herself because she did it wrong, she did it.
Not too much on Mona, damn it. She don't.
We're going off of what Devin said. Devin said that when a guy is in a certain position in life, he does not chase anything, and I wholeheartedly agree with that, because I've never seen my dad do it. My uncle's never done it. Well, one did. But hell, he caught her. Now he's been married for 10 years now. He's happy. But in most cases, I feel like if you're a guy that your life is solidified to a good degree, to the point where all that chasing stuff, it downright seems like a waste of time, to some cases a waste of money, and a waste of mental energy, to the point you're looking at it from afar and you're just like, why would I do that?
Okay. Let's clear the space. Hold
on. Let me clear one thing up.
Go ahead.
Let me clear one thing.
What do you think about everything that's been talked about so far?
I gotta clear several things, but let me clear this.
Do your thing. Okay. Fight back.
I don't believe no one should chase either party. So I'm not the one to chase. Right. And also, when it comes to men who are attracted to me, I have had good caliber men. So I'm not saying all men are trash. That is not what I have stated. But I do believe there are a variety of men. And what I did say is, it is a pool of men who does have multiple children, which is okay, just as long as that man knows how to take care of his children. And also, when it comes to the pool of men that is available now, let's go back to what we said when someone has speak of women didn't have, some women don't have a father figure or a male figure in their home. Well, how did that get where did that come from, honestly? So what
Now that's
happened? What happened originally back in 1960s, before, in the 1960s, 1970s, you saw a lot of men in the home and good men in their home. But what happened from there?
Is that a rhetorical
now that
question, or do you really want to
It,
answer? Because me and Bino done answered this question. I don't know how many pods now.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
We done said it.
yeah.
We done bit people's heads off this same topic. I don't know how many pods now, but I'm gonna say right now,
Government assistance happened.
at the
Government
end of the
assistance
day,
combined with feminism.
it was the
Yeah.
woman's fault. I'm gonna keep saying it. It was the woman's
Government
fault. She made a
assistance and,
decision.
and, and feminism happened, and white supremacy, the T's
We
point.
answered
But
that question too much.
Mona, while we have you on the big screen, let's
Hey,
get to the
Stratum,
yo. What's up, brother?
right quick before you get in, I just want to ask her something, and it's gonna be real quick, because she said she don't nobody posts to chase, and she's right. But I do want to ask this: as a woman, will you approach?
I
Fuck
will put
chasing.
myself about, okay, this is what I would do. I will not approach and say, like aggressive approach, or well, I won't even say assertive
No,
approach.
just an approach, just an approach.
But
Like,
just how
because we understand
I
nobody
will
posts to
make
chase.
myself available. This is what I do. I will put myself in a place where I am available. Okay. I will not approach a man when it comes to,
See,
hey, can I get your number? Can I get to know you? I personally don't do that.
well, now we're
Okay.
not even saying just approach. Like
No,
you
no,
just
no, no.
No,
approach.
She
no,
answered
no,
it.
no,
She
no. She
answered.
answered
Ask,
it. She
ask, and
answered it. She
answer.
I
basically
answered.
I will.
admitted
Okay,
Let me.
okay,
in a
all right.
nutshell, she does not chase.
She
No,
doesn't approach.
She
and I
makes
don't
she makes
approach.
herself. She's a Venus flytrap, and she wants somebody to land in there. And if she likes what she sees, you call. That's what
However,
she. That's what
hold
she
on,
said.
CJ. Hold on. Calm it down. Now, when I say I will make myself available, that means I'm going to engage in conversation. I'm not going to, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this man going to approach me and say something to me first. No, it's going to be just conversation. So it can be just like what we
Okay,
are currently doing. And so therefore, if the conversation flows correctly, then a man will find that, something attractive about me. Then he will then ask, hey, do you want to for a coffee or a date or whatever it may be. But I'm not going to sit here and say I sit quietly and wait for that man to approach me. I just make sure I'm available and engaging in a way where it doesn't seem like I'm thirsty.
Can I
okay. So
suggest something?
you will
bruh,
open conversation. You will
bruh.
open conversation.
Can I suggest something? Real quick,
She
fellas.
is waiting. She is, yo. I'm shooting through that right now. You're like, hey,
Right.
I
Hey, I'm
do
gonna
not
tell you this.
chase.
This will be a healthy suggestion, Mona. I'm gonna tell you because we all are kind of listening with the same ears. And again, I'm telling you, what Devin said rings true, and this is why what normally happens with men of value is that the woman that is direct enough and kind enough, you normally get that man's attention faster. So in a room full of women, men are always surveying every room we're in. We're looking at the men and the women. We're looking at where we match up with the men. Are there like-minded men in the room? We're trying to find a network, build a network, but we also are seasoned and we're also gauging all the women in the room. How was their temperament? Those are the hoes over there. Those are baddies. Everybody's looking at men of value. We walk into a room, we command
Mhm.
presence. So we have to assess the room very quickly. The easiest way to get on a high values man's radar is for you to make the approach. Now, to your point, you can approach and still stay feminine in your frame. Meaning, we
Right.
all in a room. We in a cigar room. You with your homegirls. All of us, we on the side chilling. You pick that one. Hey, how you doing? My name is Mona. I just saw you across the room. I thought you were interested. Tell me about yourself. The best way to disarm a man of value is to put him in the interviewer's seat. You have to interview him very quickly and get him to get to the point very fast. And this is where a lot of women fuck up. They believe that because they look good enough, and this is the caveat that women aren't told. When y'all get dressed together in groups, y'all all look alike. Y'all
Swear
all
to
have the
God,
same types of dress. Y'all shop at the same shops. Y'all wear the same types of shoes. And when
my
a
dad
man is
call them Cabbage
seeing,
Patch Kids because
you
they
feel
all
me?
look the same.
And when men are approaching they out in the world, we realize that very quickly. There ain't no really way for us to decipher the good from the bad because the hoes look like the good girls. So the only way to truly stand out to a man of value and purpose is you have to put yourself in his line of sight. You have to make yourself stand out by being bold and classy. What do you think?
You know,
Okay, I
you know how
agree.
many
I do agree, and I will say, and when I say I do not approach aggressively, but what I do is, for me, I would say yes, I do approach, but it's just a conversation. So I do target who I want.
There you go.
And
That's all I
so
wanted to
my
hear.
eyes is focused on who I want, but however, when it comes to my approach, it is a femininity that I step into. It's not going to be like, hey, hey, my name is Mona and I really like what I see or whatever that may be. But what
Right.
I do is I just engage in conversation, like, scoping out my environment and see if I can engage a conversation based on what is in our current environment it is. And then I will gauge how far along this guy may want to continue in conversation with me. So not more so like, hey, my name is Mo and I find that you are attractive and
right.
Do
look
Here's
you?
the problem.
me.
Here's the problem. I'm gonna say the problem again. Mona, you're looking for a rare. If this was Pokemon, you're looking for like the rarest one.
A shiny.
Okay. This one got like metallic feathers and shit. That's what you're looking for a rare Pokemon, and you are wondering like, all right, I like him. I'm gonna let him know, but I'm gonna do it subtly. Here's the
Yeah,
problem with that. That type of man is getting approached by women like you who have the confidence, know they're bad, and are like, I'm gonna just shoot my shot because I never get turned down.
Mm.
I tell you that from experience, bro. There are bad girls out there that shoot their shot because they know they're not getting rejected.
man,
They
shit, hell, there's ones that look like a monster that'll do that shit.
yeah, that's true.
But
You know
all right,
what?
let's stay with this
I get
example.
that.
But
Stay
they
with him.
also know they're gonna get rejected, so they ain't worried.
Stay with him. Stay with him. Keep cooking. Keep cooking.
Okay.
Keep cooking.
The deficit is this. If the guy you're like trying to show interest in without looking like you're thirsty, right? Is getting approached by girls who he knows can't be thirsty, but are showing interest, and they have the confidence of, I don't care, what are you gonna do? Reject me type confidence is what the females have. Like, what are you
Mhm.
and of course we're not gonna fucking reject them. You got about 2 or 3 of them at any given time on the guy, and then you come along on some like passive, well, I've got a career and I got all this, that, and the third. Bruh, it's a losing battle because you're gonna be interviewing him, like y'all just said, where the girl up here just said on site, hey, I'm feeling you. Boom. Versus boom. Need an interview first before we get here.
All right. So do you think her approach should be way more direct and faster? Devin, you saying she should be like, "Yo, I
Yeah,
like
that
you. What's
sounds
up?"
very direct. I think there's a lot of women out here are very direct.
But look, where he's spitting is so much bars. Because if y'all gonna accept the roles that has been reversed over the past 20 years, the things that y'all have benefit from, it's gonna be cons that come with that. Now the double-edged sword to what he's saying is a lot of women say, oh, y'all niggas act like y'all the women now. Y'all act like y'all the females. We gotta approach y'all. But the thing about it is this: if you're looking, you don't have to approach a dude. But if y'all want the dude that most women are screaming that they want online, social media, personal life, and to their friends, you have to. Because the roles have changed, and there's not a lot of dudes running around like y'all want, but there's a lot of women running around like we want.
Mm.
Mm.
I will add
Okay.
this. I'll add this, Mona,
Okay.
for help and context. Most women don't know how to throw choosing signals from across the room.
They don't.
Hey, look,
That's
listen.
the main
I hate
difference.
it.
The
They don't
choosing
Okay,
know
signals.
break that down for me.
I hate
I
it.
got
Break
you.
that down.
I got you. I got you. So when a man walks into a room, a man of value, the first thing he's doing is assessing everything around him, right? He's
Mhm.
aware of where the exits are. He know where the hood niggas is. He know where the high value people is. He know where the hoes are located. We assess this very quickly when we walk in the room. Now, the one thing that always catches our attention is the woman that is locked on us and fixated on us before we even notice her. And what normally happens is dudes that are of value, they're hyper aware. So a woman that is staring them down, not in a weird way, but subtly watching him float around the room, that's your moment to show, hey, I'm interested, because we live in a Me Too movement now where men of value, they're not risking their fucking bag by approaching a girl and getting called for rape or some dumb shit, or for you to try to play me and put me online. So the best way, when he first walks into a room, you identify him, follow him with your eyes, but make sure you're smiling while you're following him with your eyes, because most men of value want to know that their company is appreciated before they even open a fucking mouth. Or else you'll just be the girl like, oh, she cute, but they'll keep looking through the room. Because you ain't throwing those signals, he don't know how to decipher you from everybody else. And I think that to Devin's point, because you're in a room with baddies, you're in a room with hoes, you're in a room with what could be his future wife. Most dudes don't care to make that decision in a moment because they all gonna flock anyway. But the one that catches his eye is the one that is throwing intentional contact and tracks him throughout the room through the whole night. You might have to do this for 20 minutes before he actually, she keep looking. But
Yep.
dudes, am I wrong? Y'all
Yep.
know when a
Nah,
girl
hell nah,
tracks
you're
you in the
not
room.
wrong.
You feel me?
No,
You
Hell
that
nah,
feel
is
it.
you're
You
not
true.
feel
wrong.
it. You
Yo,
feel it.
you should buy him a drink.
That part.
You gotta do some. You gotta do some. You gotta do
Yes.
something that's out of the.
Hey, you buy a man a drink after you done gave him a 20-minute eye stare. Yeah, you locked in. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
That ass.
He might pause and actually talk to you because that's gonna throw him
I'm
off.
telling
That
you,
would throw me
hey,
off.
Mona. I'm telling you from experience, bro.
Hey, that would throw me off.
Listen,
No, he right, because that happened to me before. A
listen.
girl did that to me, and I won't even a drinker like that. She was like, "Let me buy you a drink." I did not.
A
Usually
girl
I'm
better
quick to
not buy me a
respond,
drink.
but because
Listen.
she said it, I was just like,
A woman
"What?"
better not buy
Like
me
I
a
was
drink. I'm
thrown
too
off.
player
I
for that.
talked that lady that whole night.
Hey,
Yo, if you buy
Well,
me a drink, you got me. And guess
y'all,
what? I'm
thing
so
is,
player.
check
I'm
this
gonna
out.
send 2 drinks back and tell the bartender tell her I'll be over there in a minute. I will give me a second. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo,
you
check
feel what I'm saying?
the
Because it's
simple.
outside the norm. It's outside what we're
yes,
used to.
Gotta stand out.
You
that is
you
true.
you you are doing what you would say you don't want to look like you're being a certain way, as if you would classify another woman you observe doing that way, right? But what I'm trying to say to you is this: when it comes to getting that, I mean, these guys are like 1 to 10% of the guys available.
Yeah.
Especially if you talking about just black guys,
Mm-hmm.
bro. You better realize the
Shit is
black
a war out here.
the black man has every race.
Yeah.
That's a
We're
fact.
fetishized
That's
by
a
all
fact.
we're
I'm
fetishized
about
by
to
most
say
races of women.
we're labeled as
Absolutely.
the most loved race out of
Bro,
all of them.
I'm
That's true.
telling you,
Okay.
I'm telling you
The
straight up
most
right now.
loyalty.
I'm telling you, black women are in the line of other women that are attracted to the black man. Now you put success on top of that black man. Oh,
It goes up. It's
I am
up.
a drink. That's the smallest. That's just the hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
Why? Because what are we talking about? Women before 35 are all like, oh. This man is like, yo,
Okay.
what's good?
Hey, you
If
know what,
you're
Devin?
huh?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Nah, go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, if you're older than the average of the woman chasing the man, you got to start playing to your strengths, which are maturity. Fucking, you got your shit together, you got money, you got a house, and you're independent. These things are attractive, But what man gets to know that if you don't buy him a drink or something? Like, he's not gonna talk to you long
Get
enough.
that drink.
He'll never know. He'll never know who you are or
You
what
gotta
value you can
talk
add.
to
You
him
gotta
to get him
stand
that
out.
stuff.
That's a fact. So let's
And I
play
hate
the
to give
floor
a
again.
reality check. I just want to give a quick reality check, Strata. I know, but Devin just
Only
keep
if
hitting
I
on
was
this
going
shit.
to bars, but I don't go to bars.
You
See?
still,
That,
I think the same rules apply though.
Mm.
yeah,
I,
everywhere
Okay.
you go,
meaning,
because like that Devin hit on the rule. Like, I mean, he hit on something that's real deep, and I'm gonna tell y'all some shit that's real true. And different races of men I work with that are successful, other races of men, but like other races of women are desire the black man and do be with a black man and all the things that a woman supposed to do for a black man. But you know how many other races of men they will have sex with y'all. They will even offer money for sex. But you know how many other races of men I work with, from Mexicans to whites to just other races who say like, who come up to me and ask me like, I'm not even trying to be racist, but nothing, because like we build a relation like, well, why y'all women so mean and mad and
Mm.
aggressive? I swear I've heard
Mm.
that from 3 different races
And
of
they said
men,
it
yo.
about black women.
yeah.
Yeah.
In whole, even if it's not, and it's like, to me, it's like that's what's being depicted of y'all. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it is women out here that's like that. But for them to look at as a whole, looks was being depicted. Y'all women like you too quiet is what I'm saying. It's bouncing off what Devin saying.
But
Y'all too
I
quiet.
will say this though. I think that to Mona's point, most black men want black women. Like there,
No,
you
that's a
have
fact.
like
That's a
in
fact.
mass, you know what I'm saying? So you do have a leg up to where there's a natural chemistry and attraction. Most like attracts like. Now you do have some men that they don't give a shit what race you are, as long as you fit it within the program of the man. He don't give a fuck about that. But you going into the game, you have a higher percentage of making a shot by choosing black. But before we keep giving her advice, let's move to the side and let her explain what she's looking for, uh, what she's into, where she's at, and
Hold on.
let
Let me grab a
her.
pen. Let me grab a pen.
Yeah, we're gonna get her to. We're gonna clear the floor. We're gonna
I need
let
to go
her
get my little book.
lay it out you for us. You know what I'm saying? We all ears, fellas. Like I said, we're gonna let her get it off, and then we'll come back around and give feedback based on what it is she's looking for. Let's go, Mona. It's on you.
Okay, so what I am looking for, I need to go to my list. I actually sent you a list. So
Yeah.
let me go back to my list.
All right.
Okay.
But before we find out what she's looking for, how old is Mona?
38.
Okay.
And
Okay.
my sign is a Libra.
Okay.
As long as you keep coming on these pods, you're gonna learn CJ cannot stand that zodiac mess. But okay. Um, I
I
signed
love
a
Libras.
Libra.
Libras are
Where
dope
the
people. They
guys?
solid.
All right.
Uh,
So
Libras are solid people.
let's start
Hey,
here,
I'm
um,
just
Mona.
saying.
Hold on. Let's start here,
how
Mona.
tall are you,
Give
real
us.
quick?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead,
So
CJ.
I'm
You got it.
5'5".
All right. You're 38. You 5'5". Okay. Mm-hmm. And
Mm-hmm.
without having to go into the number process, what do you do for work?
Public health.
Public health. All right. How long you been doing that?
Ooh. Let's see, since 2010.
2010. All right. You know how to keep a job. All right. That's good.
Not the same job, just the same career.
That's good. You got kids, Mona?
I have two.
Two kids.
Two
Two
kids.
kids.
One
What's
is
the age group?
15. Well, one will be 15 in July, and one is 10.
15
So my
and
daughter
10.
is 10, my son is 15.
Okay. Son and daughter. All right.
What are you looking for?
There you go. Because that's all I needed.
Okay, perfect. Down to the nitty gritty. So I'm looking for, well, okay, so I would like a man who has a relationship with God. That's number one, right? So it doesn't mean that he has to be, going to church every Sunday and things of that nature, but have his personal relationship with God. So therefore, it is that foundation of where he believes that he should have his own relationship with God, and therefore that woman should also follow, and
Okay.
as then then the kids. So that fundamental there is very important to me.
Okay.
Um, and also he has self-respect and boundaries. So for me, a high purpose man would have, just doesn't settle for anything and doesn't have no boundaries that is set to, for him, for people can respect that man.
Okay.
And
What
then
else?
also, to be attractive. So when it comes to for a man, for me, who I find is attractive is someone who is confident within himself. I
Okay.
can't really say is it light skin or dark skin, brown skin. I can't say that. I can't say is it short, is it tall, because for
Okay.
me, it's all about it should naturally just happen. Like I should naturally be attracted to him. Now,
Okay.
do I
Okay. Does he have to be black?
say does he have to be black?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Age,
That's what I'm talking
age,
about. Pro black.
Yes.
age,
He has to
age.
be black. So age wise, um, 35 to 44.
Okay. Do you want him to have? Do you want the man to want kids?
If he desires to have one additional one, and then it's okay. But however, he doesn't have to have a desire to have children. So
Okay.
if he have children already and I have children and we are fine with that choice, then yes. But
All right.
however, I can't say no, he can't have more children. No, I can't.
Education. Education.
Education, yes. I honestly would like for this person to um, have a college education.
Okay.
So, and nothing wrong with guys who just have high school degree. That's fine because
Hey,
I
listen. You ain't listen. You do not have to qualify every answer. What you want is what you want. We're not even here to
Yeah.
well,
judge.
what
Yeah.
I
You doing
want
too
You
is
much.
feel
college
me? What
You
you
education.
doing too
right?
much.
You want him to
Yes,
have education, religion.
yes, yes. Religion, why he has a purpose, just long he have a relationship with God.
Uh, Smoking.
Smoking wise, no cigarettes for me. That's a no
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
Drinking.
So you 420 friendly?
But
Drinking.
however, I am 420 friendly. But however,
Okay.
I just hope he's just not a regular 420 smoker. Where I can smell the scent on his toes. You know,
What about
um,
drinking?
socially.
Okay. Do you want him to have been married before? Does that matter?
So yes, he can be married before, just as long as
Do
he's
you want him to
divorced
be?
and
What
not
about
separated.
obese? What about obese?
I don't discriminate guys who got a little, fupa.
Okay. Well,
No, no, no. When you say
no, no.
obese,
No,
obese look
no.
bad.
Obese is bad. Obese is
That's
bad.
real bad. He about to
No,
die.
All right.
Saying
okay,
slightly
no.
overweight or heavy set
One
is
more
one
Say
thing, but he
question.
fat.
One
Just
literally
more
say
used the
fat.
question.
word
Hey,
obese.
y'all, don't get hung up. Don't
Listen,
get hung up. I'm going
hold
for it,
on,
T.
hold on. Let
T,
me tell
T
you
Words
this.
going
matter,
for it.
Jay. What you say? Words
Yeah.
matter.
Can we say?
You right. You
Can we
right.
say the
You right.
word fat? No, strategist went obese.
Okay,
It's
all
a
right.
reason
Listen,
why I'm framing
rather
it
than
this way. But can
obese,
he be obese? Yes or no? Like
That's
Rick
crazy. You
Ross.
said yeah. All right, go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
Hey, don't
hold on
judge
now.
her standards, man. Can he
All
be
right, my
obese?
fault.
I
Yes
My
or
fault.
no?
hold on. Take
My
this
fault.
back. Hold on. Okay, all right. Can he be a heavier set guy?
Yes
Yes.
or
Can
no?
he be a skinny guy? Yes. He
Okay.
can be skinny as
Now,
well.
this is a good
So
question
nobody
by
saying it.
T. Do you want more kids? That's a real good question, T. Do you want more kids?
I am content with my two because
Okay, so you
the
don't.
economy is
That's fine.
very expensive.
That's cool. All right. Well, with that being said, let me do something very interesting here. Because what I did, I've actually found
Don't just
a
choose obese guys neither though. Okay.
keeper.com. So here we're going to fill in exactly what you said you want. And based on the statistics, we're going to see what is the likelihood of you finding the man with your preferences. So again, you said you do want to have a man, wants kids, yes, no, or either. Which one?
Either.
Either. Okay. You
Mhm.
said the ages was from,
What did I say?
35, 38, 40,
30,
Yes.
38,
35
44.
to 44.
Yes.
Yeah.
35 to
okay.
44.
All right, let's do it. 35 to 44.
I should really say 36.
Oh, that's
That's
fine. We can move it to 36. That's cool.
yeah.
35-year-olds is mad different.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
How tall does it?
They are.
How tall does he have
Yeah.
to be? How tall does he have to be?
He didn't even
At
get that.
least five. At least 5'7".
She
Gotcha.
capping. Hold on.
No.
Yeah,
You're
that's
not
my
here to play,
daughter's.
bro.
My daughter's height is 5'7".
Now, income. What's the minimum income he has to make, if at all?
Income 78.
78. Okay. Let's adjust this. Let's just put
It's
it
a
at 80.
unique number.
Ethnicity is black. Hair color, eye color, all that is any. You don't really care about that too much. Hair color and eye color. Does that?
No, I don't care. Well, just
Okay.
as long as it's unique.
Education.
So yeah, that's it.
Education at least a bachelor's.
Yes.
Okay. And you said smoke. You want to put yes, no, or either.
You know what? Just for this platform, not just for this platform, but for what you are using, I'm sure they're only talking about tobacco products. So I'm gonna just say no.
Drinks. You said yes or either.
Either.
Okay. Exclude married. Do you want to exclude married, or you don't mind if they were married before?
I don't mind, just as long as they are divorced.
Okay. And obese. That's
Oh
fine.
my gosh, I don't like that word obese.
But
I'm gonna just say no.
Okay, so you don't want to know
There
what
you
you're
go.
saying.
Keep it
You
real.
don't want you don't want to you don't want to be dealing with for a year and he pass out from a heart attack.
Now, let's
Hell no.
find out the likelihood or how many men fit your current criteria in the United States of America based on the U.S. Census Bureau data. That's why I love this.
Oh, what are you
Damn.
gonna say?
0.048%.
Okay.
That
Hey,
means
that's just for blacks.
yes, based on
Yo,
the
I
total
told you.
criteria.
I told
That's
you.
79,189 of 164 million American men that meet your
Bruh.
criteria.
Okay, so you know what? I might have to start saying, "Hi, my name is
So,
Mona, and
yeah,
I'm calling you
You might
today."
want to
Hey, can
shoot
we
your
do
shot at that
something?
bar.
so
Can we
Bruh.
do
based
something real
on
quick?
that
that,
bar.
Mona,
Bruh.
what you think? What you think, Mona? What you think? We gotta do it by the numbers. What you think? What you just saw? What you think?
I
Okay,
told
so
you.
what I think is
Hard
honestly, we have to find exactly where these guys are located. So like I said, I believe in put yourself into position. So going into that location, where are they? Where can I meet them? Is it a library? I'm gonna find these guys in a library.
It's
Where
you
can you
walking
meet
with
him?
purpose.
Where can
You
you meet
gotta
him?
you
That's
gotta be on a
0.08%.
mission.
Where can you meet him in the
I
whole
don't
world?
know. I'm trying to figure. Y'all tell me.
It didn't
Where
even
can
make
I
a
find
full.
them?
It didn't even make a 4%.
Bruh,
It was a
bruh,
0.0 then a
Right.
number.
Where
Gerard.
can I put
Yo.
myself into position? Okay, how about that? 'Cause I don't like to
This
use the word where can I find them, but where can I
Uh-huh.
put myself into position?
What you
this
got,
At the
Dev?
bar.
this I want everyone to look at
A
what
high
just happened
caliber
here.
bar.
This woman just literally listed her reasonably,
That was
okay
reasonable though.
standards of what
That
she
shit was
wants
reasonable.
in a black man, yo. And these are basic.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was
Already
reasonable.
at 80,000 out of 1,600,000. 80,
Yep.
bruh. What I'm telling you is this, yo. If you want a man, you're gonna have to go get that man because the man that you want, I'm telling you, the man that you want, you just saw the figures.
That's
So
crazy.
a man like me, I just told you we're rare. It's like this. I told Jerron this one, and it was a totally different scenario. It's the equivalent for this though. Jerron and I are real tigers.
Yeah.
We're just walking around, and everyone else is Garfield.
Facts. Fucking facts, yo.
Now check this out.
I like that.
Check this out. The women, y'all looking around amongst all these Garfields, and you spot a tiger. Are you telling me you're not gonna go up to that tiger and be like, "Hey, I'm such and such"? You're saying you're too cool to fucking go to the tiger because you don't want to seem thirsty. But It's just me and Jerron out here, and everyone else is Garfield, bro. You see one of us, and you actually gonna act like we don't exist? That's on you. And what I'm saying is, the women that are getting the guys like Jerron and myself, tigers, bro, they're bad too, but they know that's what you got to do, and they know their likelihood of winning is high. Hence, they do it. That's the problem. Those women are shooting shots because they make them. They're Steph Curry. Women like you are doubting yourself, and you're saying, "I don't want to get rejected."
No, I'm not doubting myself.
Well, if
Because I'm about to say, some women not even down. They say some women don't, like, we go back to what we both said. Some women don't know the difference between Garfield and Tiger, bro. They don't fucking know.
hey,
Well, I won't say this. I would say some women do know the difference between a Garfield and a tiger.
So how they
Sometimes
end
that
up with so
tiger,
many
however, I
Garfields?
would say sometimes, that tiger have an underlying Garfield.
No, we ain't doing that.
Damn.
We not doing that.
What
I
the?
started to say it ain't
We
but
sticking to the, we
0.01.
sticking to the point into what he
Okay,
trying
let's
to make.
stick to the point. Okay, stick to the point.
Women good at doing what you just
Yeah,
did, Mona. You just like the rest of them.
That was funny.
Nah,
I
I'm
like
playing.
that though.
Gee,
That
she
was
threw a
funny.
curve on that.
I like that.
But
That
when
was
we get a
that was a
moment,
nice shot.
when we get a moment, just to make it interesting for the audience, Strata, with your consent, can we
Yes,
do one for men and what men
Let's
and a
do
men
it.
thing to see the percentage?
Let's do it, brother.
You want me?
Wait,
You
wait,
want
wait,
me to?
wait,
You
wait,
want
You
me to
wait, wait,
name
wait.
it?
volunteering? You
Whoever
volunteering?
the most strictest man, which I think is Teach. I don't know in between. I know me.
okay, do it like this.
Like,
As soon as he said most strictest man, I was like, oh, that's me. That's me.
which one of you all are the most available man? So let's do that.
Ooh.
So if
Available?
you're not in
That's
a
crazy.
relationship, if you're not in a
I can't.
situationship
I'm good. I'm
relationship,
out this. I'm out this. I ain't got no
all
dogs to
right.
fight. I'm
nah,
good.
I ain't available.
Devin and CJ. We'll do both of y'all's. We'll do one and then we'll do the other one. All right, CJ, let's get to it, bro. Let me present this screen, bring this back up. Let's see the probability of you finding the woman you're looking for.
That's crazy.
All right, let's start at the top. Woman wants kids, yes or no?
Once kids, we'll just say yeah.
Okay. Age.
Between 30 and 35.
Okay. Let's adjust that 30 to 35. Boy, you got a tight window. We're gonna see how this play out. Height.
two women.
Right. What height
There's
you
more
got?
women on this earth. He might have a good possibility.
We're gonna see.
Height. How tall?
Is it a range of 4'11" to 5'7"?
Okay. 4'11 to 5'7".
That's all of them.
Okay.
Most of them.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
a
fact. All right. So how much should she make minimally?
Minimum
And you can say any if you don't give a shit.
65.
Make 65. Let's put her at 70, round it up.
That'll work.
70 or 60.
Do
Yeah, let's
60.
do
Do 60. Do
60.
60. Because I don't care that much.
Okay. Black.
I don't care about the race. No, I'm lying. Black, pro black.
That's what I
As
said.
soon as I said, I was
I
like,
say,
nah, I'm
cut your
capping.
shit.
I'm capping.
Cut your shit.
I'm
You care
capping.
about her hair and her eyes? Do you care?
I don't care about none of that.
Education.
I don't care about that.
Okay. Religion.
As long as she ain't a Satanist, I don't even care about that for real.
Okay. Smokes.
No.
Drinks.
It don't matter.
Exclude married.
I don't care if she's been married in the past. Long as they not married now.
Exclude obese.
She can't be fat. Hell no.
Okay. Let's see what you got, CJ. Let's see.
Crazy.
Let's find out.
Hey,
See that?
0.162%.
Whoa.
And that's a strict man right there. A tight
That's
window.
272,000 of 168 million
Damn.
American women.
So you almost triple 80,000.
Yeah. What you think about that, bro?
I mean, in all honesty, even though that number says 0.1%, I'm gonna be real with you because I'm who I am and I don't chase nothing but my daughter. that 0.1% won't even see me for real, unless I go out in public. But I'm actually not shocked by that number. I ain't even gonna lie. I thought it was gonna still say 0.0. So the fact that I got to 1%, yeah.
I want to do one for the fun of that shit,
right?
though, bro. I want to do one for the fun.
All right, who going next? Who going next? Who going next?
Go ahead, Devin. Devin next.
Let's do Dev next. All right, let me share the screen. And
This number gonna be high to mine.
This is why we love the SPS, because we are bringing real stats to real issues.
The one woman, nah.
Once kids.
Hey yo, once kids, hell no.
Oh, this number really about to drop.
28 to 37.
Okay. Height.
She gotta be 5'5" to 5'8".
Okay. 5'5" to 5'8".
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. Damn, that is so tight. I don't know if I can get. There we go. Minimum income.
Yo, I usually say a woman gotta be able to at any point take over half the bills. Just because of like, what are you worth?
Yeah, shit might happen.
50,000.
Okay. Ethnicity.
Any, you know me, nigga.
Hair color.
Any.
Education, you don't give a shit.
Nigga,
Religion. All right, what about, can she smoke?
Shit, either.
Okay. Drinks?
Either.
Okay. Exclude the married women?
Nah,
Could she be married before? She been married before?
And then exclude. Yeah, bro, of course. Bro, that shouldn't even be on there. Obese means you're critically fucking.
That's a health problem. Like, that's literally what that means.
Right.
Look at this,
But,
though.
I don't know. See, the thing is, it
that's crazy.
Check this out. Check this out.
Wow.
There is 1.6 million women in the world that meets his criteria out of 168 million. Wow. Now,
man, that's because of that age gap he put up there.
My question to y'all is, what does that tell y'all before I go to Devin? Because I know where he at with it. What does that tell y'all? Because I instantly, that hit me like a ton of bricks, but I'm gonna hold my opinion and see whether somebody else catch what I caught. What do y'all think from that?
I think that age gap is what that made that number jump up compared to mine, because he went into the 20s with it.
No,
I think it's the kids, bro. He said want kids, bro.
Y'all missing the point. Y'all missing the point. But go ahead. Let me see if somebody's gonna catch it before I say it.
You know what? For me, I think he said any to like education, any to
you getting warm.
Now, he said any to the race.
You know,
the race was in it.
Now
the race. He was open to a race.
What does this tell you?
Exactly.
Now, this is the thing. I'm not gonna reveal bro's salary and what he does in his regular life. If he wants to tell y'all that, that's cool. But that's my brother. I know him in real life. I'm not gonna say it. But what I will say about him is, this is, Mona, the epitome of what this show is about. The fact that there is 1 million women that meet his criteria at his status in life, that is your competition. Not you particularly, but to the point of men
back to open to any race. Let's see what happened.
But you,
you done done it. You done done it. You can't change now.
Yeah, I don't like. Did that point land on y'all?
That's crazy.
There is 1 million women that fit his very specific criteria, even with his innies.
Exactly.
That's 1 million women that. And can we argue that a woman wouldn't want him? Not being funny, no Diddy, but y'all get my point. No Diddy,
right?
But
let me do mine. Cause guess what? I don't fit some of Mona's criteria.
All right, let's see what y'all. He said I don't fit her criteria.
So let's do mine.
Of
Let's
All
see. Let's
right,
course.
see the numbers.
let's see what
Let's
we
see the
got.
numbers.
Let's see what we got, Mano.
Let's
Let me
hold
put
on,
you in the
Mona.
hot
Let's see the
seat.
numbers.
PSA.
Yeah, let's see
Well,
what
yeah,
we got
well,
going on here. Hold on, let me
That is
I
crazy.
stop
don't fit
sharing
none
the
of y'all
screen.
criteria for one. So,
Now
you
I'm
Hold
just
know,
on,
saying
let's
in
see.
general, if I'm just saying in your criteria, we just playing the numbers, right? We playing the game. So
yeah.
Devin said he fits that criteria of based on what you want. What many women probably say. You know, CJ had his. Now I know CJ probably I think CJ fits your no, CJ don't fit yours because of his age. And I don't fit yours because of kids, shit like that. So let's go.
Mm-hmm. Want kids? Yes or no? Either.
One if she want kids, it don't
Yeah.
matter either.
Okay. Age.
27 to 40.
Okay. Height.
5'2" to 5'8".
Okay. Minimum income.
Minimum. I'm about 50. I'm like Devin on that one, 50.
Ethnicity.
Black for right now.
Okay. Hair
For
color.
right now.
Any.
Eye color.
Any.
Education.
High school diploma. At least.
Okay. Religion.
Religion. Uh what it got up there?
Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim, Hindu,
Go ahead and
atheist.
get you a Jew.
I can't say any because some of those things I don't rock with, so I gotta go with Christian because I can't say any.
Okay.
Mhm.
Smokes, yes or no? Or either.
Don't matter.
Drinks.
Don't matter.
Exclude the married people. Or she's been married. Do you
Never
care if
been
she's been
married.
married?
No married before.
Okay. Exclude obese.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Let's see what you're working with.
34.
0.034
Damn.
percent.
Low.
There's only 57,000 women out of 168 million that meet your criteria.
Low.
And
So,
I think because you chose Christian, I think that really kind of made a big difference for you.
It
Being
probably did.
specific on the
all
Christianity.
right.
Yeah.
It
So
probably did.
now,
But I didn't
now
want. I couldn't go any because I can't deal with no atheists now. You ain't gonna
that's
play around and
Mhm.
talk
cool.
some
That's
goddamn. You know what
cool.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So, but before we go any further, Mona, what did you learn from this exercise?
Well,
Not
I
even
have,
specific, not even particularly what we want, but just what
yeah.
did this kind of show you? Did it help? But first, what did it show you? And I'll ask you, what did it help you at all?
Okay, so what I have learned from this exercise is based on for the men on this podcast, what I have noticed about you all is that it's not really about the income of a woman. It's not even about the religion of a woman, really. And as you can know, a lot of women now they have great income, right? They have specifics for their Christianity. Um, it's not about materialistic things.
Hmm.
It's really not materialistic for you all. And I see it's probably not materialistic for a majority of a good man, a good quality man, I would say. So it's more so personality, it's more so of, if that woman is upkeeping herself healthy. So understanding her self-care is just as important too.
Hmm.
Um, and for me, what I've realized is I need to be open to more than just the black race.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
Hey,
mean,
no
I wouldn't
offense.
go that far, you
I am
know.
gonna go that far because honestly, love is not
Unfortunately,
about a color, or a race that you are, because you can fall
Facts.
in love with anyone. It can be a white man, it can be a Samoan man, it can
Listen,
be, you know.
listen. The whole race thing. This is what I was trying to allude to earlier. Is like it's a primitive nature of human to rely on eyesight alone to make decisions like life partner based on, oh, she looks good. And not only am I speaking from experience on some like, yo, the baddest chick, and I mean, there's really no difference and the baddest chick and some chick you would never fuck with in terms of what they'll do. You feel me? Like looks, it's almost foolish for us to be like, hey, she looks good, so but we can't help that. That's human nature because again, it goes on the attraction. And look, you have to look at things genetically speaking. For a man, we're programmed to hunt and to search for someone to procreate with. If we're being honest, the only way to evaluate the genetic responsibility of another person is to look at their fucking genetics. So if I'm looking at something for genetic reproducibility, she better be bad. Why? Because I want my kids to fucking have the best chance possible in life.
That's a fact.
That's no detriment to anyone that doesn't look.
But that is bad to you. So it's like whatever you define as bad.
It is subjective to the nth degree. Hence, everyone has the possibility. The possibilities are endless. The problem comes where you actually have the audacity to want someone whose criteria meets most.
You want someone that's wanted by most.
Bruh,
yeah.
The fact that
I see
you want these things in a man that aren't readily available in your subset. And your subset is basically me.
But I am open to other races. So.
All right. Well, that wasn't in your initial dialogue. But check me out. I feel you. If you're open to other races, see, that will open things up widely. But obviously, you're not. And you don't want to do that to yourself. You don't want to be like, all right, well, so I can get more numbers on the board, I'll go ahead and put my damn.
I'm talking about most black women, y'all might think y'all open to other races, but as y'all fellow black men, we're the most easiest men that y'all have to deal with. Them other races of men ain't about to play with half the shit we play about with y'all. They ain't about to do it.
And to your point, Bino, I think that the issue when black women, now this is specific to black women, I'll be clear here. The thing with black women is you're fetishized by a lot of different races, right? So meaning you'll have a white man, an Asian man, a Mexican that would want to sleep with you, but the likelihood of them going against them being race loyal is a little minuscule versus a black man. So a black man has a higher success rate with finding a woman outside of his race that he proposes to her and she say yes. The problem when a black woman does it, the likelihood of a man of another race getting down on one knee saying, will you marry me? I think it goes down significantly the other way around. Now, contrary to popular belief, black women, when they date outside their race, their marriages last longer, but there's a smaller percentage of you all. So it speaks to that exception. So I'm not saying that, again, you can want what you want.
And that's because that black woman that becomes successful comes outside of what she thinks she's supposed to be as a black woman. That's why I said we as black men can deal with them. We deal with things that they do way more open-minded.
We're more tolerant. Yeah, we're a little bit more tolerant than other races.
Way more tolerant with the
but we have to, okay. But I just wanted to definitely point out that there is a slight double standard in a man's preference versus a woman's preference when it comes to race relations, because most, and I'm just being real with y'all, fellas, and hell, even Mona, you can attest to this. If you ask a white man, a Mexican man, a Middle Eastern man, an Asian man, they'll have sex with you, but they will marry their own.
Yeah,
it has to do with the shame. It has to do with their culture, their upbringing.
Especially the major ones.
They'll have fun with you. They will not put a ring on it.
Whereas the black community, you get a white woman, they like, hey, my man.
welcome to the cookout. You feel me? That's just,
Yes.
and that is a double standard with
Mhm.
men and women, and I think that that's not pointed out enough
Yeah.
on these YouTube streets. Is that that is the stark difference? Is that when dating outside of your race, you have to be even that much more intentional to make sure that he's not just you're not a fetish of his, and that he truly would want to be with you for the
Right.
long haul.
And
Now,
That's
mind
one
you,
good
I
thing I would
never
say.
dated outside my race, and
right.
so fairly honestly, I am attracted to black men. So that just naturally for me to be attracted to
Yeah,
black men. But however,
Well,
will I be
my,
open to it? Possibility. I mean,
I feel you.
it is a possibility to be open to it, but
Yeah,
I prefer to keep my roots within, my
respected,
own culture.
respected, and received.
and in my opinion, your energy, your vibe, what you want, how, and who you are as a woman, you'll be successful with the other races. That's my point. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Half the women don't even carry themselves
The
as
way you
such.
do, absolutely. Your
Oh,
temperament.
this came with growth. Okay, I'm not perfect. This came with growth over
No,
time
I understand
because
that. Oh yeah, I
Yo,
Who
understand that.
you are
Cause
today is
as a
growth.
man,
yo,
Yeah.
mine came with growth too. I feel that.
to that point, I will say you're very poised. You're very intellectual. It's obvious from the onset that you have the mental capacity to be at the level of like, all right, we can deal. Now here's the problem with women that are of your caliber. When you're out in the field, I'm gonna tell you to watch out for this as advice. When you go out with another black man, it's a woman like yours tendency to interview him on the date as if he needs to prove right then and there he's even qualified to really be on the date with you. I've ex- now Gerard knows me. He's the only one that knows me on here. Now, if I say this, he'll know like, yo, that's crazy. I've went on a date with a black woman. This chick had the audacity to like be interviewing me like, what do I do? What do I make? What do I bring to it was like, wait a second.
you know what? You shouldn't even have to. Honestly, people will reveal that. You don't have to ask those specific questions.
Facts.
Honestly, you
Right.
Black
really don't.
women will ask though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up. They'll be
I
like,
think I
yo,
think to Devin's point, what it does, what it alludes to a man at his value is like, I've been proving myself my whole life. I didn't bring you to this
Yeah.
fucking restaurant to prove myself to you because there's
Right.
15 other you that won't give a fuck about the things that you think I qualify for you. And in most men mind of value, because of the society that we're in, it's like you're just as privileged to be in my presence as I am in yours. So
facts.
let's cut the shit. But
Yeah.
I don't think you had that problem,
Absolutely.
Mona. But I do think that that is something to keep in mind what Devin said
It-
because I know initially I was like, "Yo, ask questions," but I think that the type of questions you ask
yeah.
can reveal more about who he is through
Hmm.
nuances versus the interview questions.
Direct. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
You
don't.
feel me?
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you the type of woman I am. I don't even go into those type of questions because
Hmm.
I am a good listener, and
All right, well,
also
let's do this.
and also a visual. So I don't need to approach you and say, hey, well, I make
That's
so
fine.
and so and
Hey,
so.
Mona,
What do you make?
Mona, don't talk us to death. You and
Oh,
Devin on a date right now. Boom.
What
What
up?
restaurant we at? We at Papa Do's. That's what y'all doing.
Uh,
Y'all doing Papa Do's.
we at Roost Chris.
Ruth Chris. All right.
okay.
How's it gonna go? Y'all just sat down. All right, Mona, walk us through it. Let's see what you got.
What up?
Oh, well, I gotta go on the spot first. But anyway.
We ain't gonna do it with each other. Fuck you mean? Go Diddy.
Right?
Go
Like
Diddy.
what?
All right, whatever.
All
Okay.
right.
Oh, I would say I'm such a cornball, y'all, for real. But
You
anyway,
cool.
so
Let's
I would
do it.
say this is a nice, day. It's a nice evening. I'm so glad to be here with you.
Hey, I'm elated to be here with you as well. What are you thinking about eating tonight?
I would like to go for a nice, trying to stay away from the red meat right now.
Hey, I don't eat red meat either. So we looking at salmon or we looking at chicken? What are we looking at?
I would like to go for chicken. I'm gonna go for chicken and maybe some asparagus. It's good, and
Sweet.
also a little more conversation with you.
All right. Well, to solve all our problems, I'm gonna get the salmon. We can share, and we'll have the best of both worlds there. And yeah, definitely looking forward to speaking with you more as well. What do you do for a living?
I work for the health department, and also, outside of work, I do enjoy, going for walks. I love nature. I love connecting with nature. Um, I really enjoy, just the art. So I love to visit like some museums, things of that nature as well. I do on my own time, but also maybe an invite one day for you and I on the next date.
Let me pause. Let me pause. Let me pause. Let me pause you right quick.
Pause.
I got you. Watch this. This is very key. And men, we deal with this so much that the woman that figures this out will nail dates. Don't overtalk.
I was about to say that's it,
He
bro.
on
She is going
he
on. He
just
asked one
asked he
question and then
only
she
asked
she
you,
rolled
what did
into
you
it.
do? What did you do? That's all he asked you right there. The rest is gonna come. But you gotta let it flow though. You feel me? Because again, you gotta
Okay,
realize,
okay.
and I'm gonna
Let
tell
it
you why
flow.
this is important. You good, but I'm gonna tell you why this is important because now we're talking to the audience. Women, when you're dealing with a man that is very intent and he has value, he's asking you very specific questions because he processes very quickly. So while you just saying what you do, he's already calculating five things in his head about what comes from that. And I think that moving forward, that is super important to remember. Only answer what he asks you, and you turn it right back around. Because the thing about most men, period, if they ask you a question, they'll be willing to answer the same question they asked you.
Yep. Fact.
Oh, that's good. But see, I was
You feel what I'm
taking
saying?
notes, y'all. Hold on. See,
Oh
you
no,
told
you
me
good.
earlier I
You
had to be a little
good.
bit more, assertive, right?
Yeah,
So I'm
but
Yeah,
like,
that was
but
oh,
that was
let me
when you was
change
trying
this
to approach
version.
somebody. You done got
yeah,
to the part where
you
y'all on
got
a
to the
date
date.
now. You
Yeah, you
skipped
on a
that
date
part.
now. Yeah,
Oh,
we
You
okay,
on a
past
okay,
date
that.
now.
okay. I'm back
He
at
asked
it.
you
I'm
one
on my
question,
day.
and the
Oh
moment you
Lord, he
answered
done
it, I was
ghosted
like,
me.
"She doing good. She doing good." And then she started rambling.
You
I
good? We're
answered. It
gonna
was like,
change him
"No,
out.
no."
Devin went to the bathroom. CJ
Devin
is at the
done
table
went to the
now.
bathroom. He done ghosted me.
Right,
Oh,
right,
okay.
right. We speed dating now. So now you want CJ. CJ just asked you what you do. Let's try it again. And action.
Oh, do
So
I
Miss Mona,
talk?
what you
Oh,
do?
CJ gotta ask me.
Oh, he back. He
Okay.
back. He back. He back. We
Oh,
good.
Devin is back. Okay,
All right,
okay.
let's try to get Devin. Ask her one more time.
You gotta unmute.
You want? Yeah.
All right. So what do you do for a living?
I work at the health department. How about you?
I'm a biochemist, transitioned to a consulting engineer, and yeah, life is good. Work from home, pretty much free throughout the week, and I'm available pretty much when need. What about you?
Oh, that's interesting. So, for me, I do work from home. I work, remotely. Um, I do work multiple jobs at home outside of just the health department. But however, I'm free as well.
All right. Well, so for me, I got two kids. One is 15, the other is 5. So I'll work around that. And what about you? You got any kids?
Yes, I do. I have two. I have a 15-year-old, my son, and my daughter who is 10. I spend a lot of quality time with them, but I also have additional free time to, um, you know, go explore, go to the gym.
All
Do
right.
you go
So
to the gym?
we linked. Absolutely. I go to the gym as a fellow parent. You understand, got to get in there when they're not up. So I'm up at like 3 a.m. every day, work out, get my stuff in the morning, and then start my day off correctly. What about you?
You are an early bird. For me, I work it in between the time I am working. So that may be 10 a.m., it may be 12 p.m. since I set my own schedule.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. So then, what is your ideal first date? Now that we're on the date, what would you what would you prefer?
So well, we are currently on a date. So idea this was my first idea of a date. So let's say my
Food?
second date,
All right.
right? Let's say for a second date, it would be something active, engaging. I'm not really a go to the movies type of person. If we are just getting to know each other, I like conversation. So possibly like go visit a park for a walk, either go to a museum, look at some arts.
All
So
right.
that's my
So,
idea.
so jet ski and then check out the painting auction in Florida. That sound good?
That sounds good. I don't mind traveling out on a second date. You know,
What is your stipulation on traveling though? I know you got two kids, so
right. And likewise, you do too. So
hey,
I'm
I'm
sure
offering,
right?
I'm available.
How
Yep,
about
cut.
let me stop you one more time, real
Go
quick,
ahead.
real quick. Now, this is something that a lot of people do. Period. Don't ever take a question as a challenge. You don't ever want to meet a challenge with a man with a challenge. Because by you saying you got two kids too, he never mentioned that. He offered to take you to Florida on
Yeah,
a jet ski.
try to hit me with the
And
like.
again, I know that was subtle. And I know you probably didn't even know you did it. But I'm
No.
telling you, I know Devin, I know how men think. And instantly he's like, what you trying to say about my kids?
I
And
swear
I
to
know
God,
you
I
didn't
was
mean it
like, why
that
the
way.
kids matter? He talking about Florida.
He asked you,
Well,
like,
he
are you
asked me
available?
about my two kids. He like, you got
Trying to,
kids
I'm
now.
trying to
That
one up. That's the one up syndrome. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
most
Bro, this
women.
is real. This is
I'm
dope
telling
though.
you, regardless of race or whatever, women have the one up syndrome. You act like what I'm doing, you got to be doing it too,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
you think I want to hear the equivalent of what I just asked you.
Hey, but look,
Right.
but the thing about it is that's why with me, Devin's so much smoother because to me, it's obvious. So if you say you got two kids too, I'm gonna be like, but they stay with their mama though.
Mm.
You the one. You
Oh,
know what I'm saying? Like
I'm sorry.
if I'm not with the mother of the kids, that obviously and they have a mother, then you know,
Right. But I'm
95%
gonna
of
tell
the
you
time.
I'm gonna
now
tell you where I
London.
came from.
No,
Where I
no,
came
no.
from is
I'm just saying that's
Yeah,
understanding.
where
you
I
good.
go wrong. That's why I go wrong with
So
because
that's
it's
probably
like,
going wrong.
man,
Yeah.
what you mean,
But
man?
I can see that. I can see
You
that.
see
But
that?
my approach was understanding. Like I'm here to like I can relate. Like
Now, I'm gonna tell you the better approach, always be available.
Yeah, because you trying
That's
to get
it.
with I was
That's
about to
it.
say,
You trying to get on his program. Whatever he say, be like, yeah, I got kids, but listen, we got a great support system when you trying to leave. Now
yeah,
you might have to do
I'm
some
down,
scrambling after the
ready to
date, but
go.
all he trying to hear is I'm down. Why? Because that
Yeah,
man got means. He's spending the time he does have with you, and he want to see you again. So you don't locked in a second date. Don't fuck that up,
yeah,
and do
yeah.
what you got to do. Grandma
let's be
house, co-parent with the
back.
kids. But yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I want to keep stopping you because I think
Yes,
this is dope to do real time. Did I
it
miss
is.
anything, fellas?
No, no, no.
You
Okay,
know what?
okay.
That's good. I
I'm
will
just,
say,
I'm just,
okay,
I'm just making sure I'll keep a flaw for the fellas too. So I know
Hey,
you're the only woman and you by
Yeah.
yourself. So I'm gonna make sure I be the flaw for the men. That's why I said, as
thank
men, see, he way more smoother. You feel what I'm saying? But the average man ain't like
Yeah.
a bite, ain't Gavin. The average man like me, like right, if I just ask you, you feel me? So I'm just gonna make sure I be flaw for the men for you. All right, we
yeah.
good. Let's go.
Let's do
Because
it.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I appreciate that.
you
I
actually
like
did good.
that.
You feel me?
I like that support. And I will say from me, for
Uh-oh.
like I said, I'm a woman of like a servant. So it's like I try to say I understand. Like, thank you for asking that. 'Cause I understand it, but I'm very flexible. You know, far as traveling to Florida,
That's
go
it.
jet skiing. That's exciting.
There you
that's
go.
I try to stay active throughout the year. Try to take 2 to 3 vacations throughout the year.
So, do you
So
have your passport?
I do have my passport. I've been to Brazil. I've been to the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, um, quite a few places. UK. What about you?
You know what? You are very real rounded. And I just got my passport and I'm excited to explore, countries and new areas. So I'm very excited about it.
Well, definitely, Jamaica was one of the top three, so we definitely got to go out there. You got a fresh passport, so the other thing about Jamaica, the flight's only like 3 hours. Tickets are cheap, so we should go there. Plan a time when you're free from the kids and head out that way, man.
Yeah, let's plan that. Let's look at each other's schedule. Tell me your schedule. I'm very flexible. And, maybe we can get that happening in the next 3 weeks, possibly.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There we go.
Hey, from me, sounds good. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 that's
There we
it.
go.
That's
Now,
it.
Mona, I like how you changing up. First off, we appreciate you for being a good sport because a lot of women are learning from real time shit. Now, this is the key to closing. I know you can't do it because we're on a pod. What you
Okay.
do, like once the check comes, first you offer. That's the first thing you gotta do. Offer. Do you want me to cover mine? What that shows is that you're willing to pay. Whether you actually do it or not, they don't give a fuck. It's the gesture. He's gonna pay anyway.
Damn,
The
that's a smart
gesture.
move.
You didn't let me get to that part.
Nah, because I know that it wouldn't be able to, but I'm gonna walk y'all down on the end because we coming
Yeah.
on 3 hours, it's gonna be hard to clip all this because this is great content. The next thing you do after you offer the pay, say, no, I got it. Before you leave, you reach over the table, you touch his hand, look him in the eyes, and be like, I really enjoy spending time with you. When we gonna do this again? Date over. Date over. You gotta break. Listen, you gotta break the touch barrier. You have to do
You
it
have to.
because if
I do
not,
agree.
he will not relate or remember shit about you. Now, if your perfume smells good enough, your arm reaching out, you're gonna wave and whiff your pheromones to him. I'm telling you some real
Yo,
shit, bro.
yo, look, I can't let
Yeah.
strangers run it like that. That's if you come across a Devin. Because if you come across me and you do, I'm like, is you trying to come to the crib? You feel what I'm
I
saying?
swear to
Like,
God, Vito, ain't nobody thinking bad. I'm gonna be like,
Man,
hey, what we doing? Don't do that. Don't do that.
man,
Yeah,
fuck they talking
I
about.
like Bino. I like
They
man,
went
Bino.
to
so
Ruth
I'm
Chris,
just
Vito.
saying.
Vito,
I'm
they went
just
to Ruth
saying.
Chris.
You feel me? Now
Don't
you
touch
know
my
I'm
head
finna
at the
look
Ruth
in my
Chris.
eyes
I
and
fucks
running
with,
like,
I
and
fucks
I'm
with,
putting
I
a
fucks
tip.
with
You want me to
Bino.
come to the crib and get a massage and sip this wine? I got like some
See,
That's
candles.
these niggas,
Oh,
funny.
you feel what
these
I'm
niggas are
saying?
tripping.
But you
Like
know what?
that's
With
real
Bino,
time,
man.
man.
Maybe not
That's real
across the
time.
table, but at some point through the night, break the touch barrier and let him know you appreciate him. Look him in his eyes, tell him you enjoyed it, and set up the next date, and you'll be good. Did I miss
Yeah.
anything?
No,
Yo,
that's
straight
real.
up,
All just aside though.
straight up.
All good.
Yeah.
All good advice. All my bad. Real time situation aside, that's great advice though. For real though.
Yo,
And you
real
know
quick.
what?
What you got, Devin?
Go ahead, Mona. What are
Go
you
ahead,
doing?
I
Mom. Then
would
we'll get
say
Devin.
like for like first dates and things of that nature, and knowing that if he is paying for the meal itself, I always say, I'm going to leave the tip.
That's
Um,
good.
Kind of like balance it out
Hey,
because
all right, check this
you don't
out.
think so?
Mm-mm.
Listen to
Mm-mm.
me. Listen to
Why
me.
not?
And I'm gonna take for every man on here. If you go out to dinner with a man and he doesn't just pay the bill, flag that motherfucker to the death, to the shadow realm. No man should have any problem getting rid of you on a date or paying for you on a date.
That's
And
a fact.
this is
So
what I'm
even
saying
just
for.
leaving a tip.
Hold
Just
on,
leaving
check
a
this
tip.
out.
Okay.
If they don't want to fuck with you anymore, they should have the money to just pay that shit and count it as a loss.
Yep.
Facts. Facts.
And if they're feeling you, they should have the money to pay that shit off and count it as a win.
Yep.
Yep.
Facts.
There's
Facts.
no scenario where a man that you're going on a date with should be interested in what you have to provide towards the bill.
Yep. At all.
Facts.
Now,
Facts.
if you encounter a situation where you're out on a guy and that comes up,
Cut it.
Deal's over.
Yeah, you cut it for you.
Why?
Like I had a nice time, but
Because
this ain't gonna
Or
work.
to add on to what he said, Devin, before you further, like the offering part is, and if a dude accept the offer, it's the same as the flag he talking
Exactly.
about.
Exactly.
Same flag he talking about.
Because that means he's not interested in you. He don't give a fuck enough to even pay for your meal. And that type of dude, you going to run into problems later. I'm just keeping it real with you. Now, go ahead, Devin.
Check this. What's a meal? All right. To me,
$50, $60.
Meal,
Not at Roof, Chris.
Here's my limit for a meal.
200 something.
Listen. If I go out, I got $500 allotted for that shit.
You already counted for, yup.
I don't give a fuck what we do. If that shit starts exceeding $500, now I'm looking at you sideways.
Yeah.
That's just now. Here's the other thing. I can also afford it.
That's a bar.
So it's not a problem.
That's a bar.
The problem becomes when
you counting too much now. You doing too much. That's where we count for a loss. It's all right. I got you tonight. Yeah. But after the night, she went over my $500. I'm gonna hold it down because we can afford it. But that ass is done for after the night.
Prime example. If the shit you running up is just ridiculous or whatever, like it'll be annoying for me. I'll pay it, but then you'll get ghosted.
Ghosted.
Yeah.
Really? Like nothing.
That's a fact.
The thing that I want to know from you is what is it that I could do that would make you ghost me?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Ooh, that is a really good question.
That's a good question.
And again, I'm paying for everything. I'm doing I can do all this, whatever, but where would I slip up to where you're like, I don't give a fuck what he's doing?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good ass question.
I will say this: to get ghosted, knowing that you paid a $500 bill, right? Conversation was okay, but it was one thing that I just didn't like. If you have bad breath.
Okay.
I mean, like
that's real.
The nigga shoe on tied.
Hygiene
bad breath.
I
feel you.
Like bad breath.
I feel that.
You have an odor. If I smell, like I said, I'm very sensitive to the nose. So if I smell like heavy cigarette smoke on you, or if you smell like you just, a whole, like you smell like weed, you know what I'm saying?
You just hit the pound. Yeah.
420.
That's
If you smell like 420 and like, God dang, you loud, it's like that. I would find it to be very unattractive.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
that's fair.
Or if you come across a little, I would say if you come across very arrogant. So arrogant.
Let me stop you there.
Let
me stop you there. I'm gonna tell you. Back to this Tiger and Garfield shit.
Hold on. Let me explain myself before y'all come jumping on me.
Got you. No, I'm gonna let you explain yourself, then I'm gonna give context. Go ahead.
Okay. When I say arrogant, I'm speaking of that you are, everything is about you. Like you just, I have 4 or 5 cars and I live in this particular neighborhood and house.
That's
and
fair.
Braggadocious.
Yeah, I felt what you were saying. Materialistic. Yeah,
materialistic. I think that's a better word. And I'm gonna tell you why materialistic is better than arrogant.
Okay.
Arrogance only speaks to the perception of the insecure people judging you. It ain't arrogant if I got the results.
Yeah.
Insecurity on the perception of the people.
Yes. If you have the results, I can see that.
And that's why I'm glad you changed it to materialistic versus arrogant. Because most men of this caliber, we will come off the most insecure people as arrogant. Well, we're not like that in real life. All of us on this panel, all of these men, to some bitch nigga watching, and this is real.
And
women, even women, we will come off the people as arrogant. And it's like, nah, bro, we got the fucking results. Like, it's only arrogant because you insecure. So I'm glad you changed that materialistic.
Yeah, that's why I said, let me explain myself first. So you're right. The right word is materialistic.
I think that's fair.
I
That's
like to
very fair.
call it braggadocious. But yeah, definitely, materialistic is something that because I can say the same, like, oh, I got this, and I like, what
Yeah.
would you all would like a woman to just sit here and be materialistic? Yeah, I have this.
No, you know what? No, the problem is we just want the woman to sit there and look as beautiful as possible.
Less is
You get what
more.
I'm saying? That's the
Less is
problem.
more.
That's
Less
the
is
problem.
more.
You're competing with the same thing you want. You
Damn.
want a man making as much as he possibly can. And men want a girl looking as good as she possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
The
Right.
problem is it's much easier for a man to make as much as they possibly can compared to who the fuck you were with
Yeah.
versus a woman looking as good as she possibly
Mm-hmm.
can for a man that's seen beautiful women
All over.
3 times a day for a year.
Yeah.
You'll,
And
Right.
I think that, like you said, the nuances that we didn't touch, and this is all going to solutions. I'm gonna let everybody give a round, and we're gonna close out this show. I think that the nuances of that first date is you have to exude femininity, the way you move around the dinner plate, how you hold your forks, how you leaning into conversation, how you lock in eye contact. All of this shit is gonna be what he remembers when he leaves. But
Mm-hmm.
if, to Devin's point, if you just trying to one up me the whole date, then I'm just ready to goddamn get the dessert to get you the fuck out my face. And I'm gonna get on the phone like, yo, this bitch, boy, like this bitch, you can't get this bitch down. No, 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 no. What the fuck
Yes.
wrong with her, bro? Like, you feel
try
me?
to fucking hit me with the okie doke.
Right. Like the fuck.
And I will say this,
Shit.
with tigers and Garfields, right? There are women too who are like, lions and a little small kitten, right? And the thing is, I will say for women who are lioness is that what I have learned so far from this podcast, and thank you so very much for this
Absolutely.
blog, um, is that we need to also understand we need to stay in our femininity, right? So
That's a
it's
fact.
not about, oh, you make, oh, okay, so you make $100,000 a year. Oh yeah, I make $100,000 a year too. Isn't it really what I have learned? It's truly that's important, but also just understand is to stay within your womanhood. So it's not about how much you make. It's not even really about, oh yeah, I go to the gym every day and my body is slinging, and my hair is natural. Honestly, it's just being humble enough to listen.
Yeah, but that
Hey,
is
yo,
important too. That is important too. We ain't gonna let that slide. Women, stay your ass in shape. Stay your ass in shape. Stay your ass in shape. Because there's a baddie you running around that is working on her abs and glutes while you sitting around. We not gonna let that fly. Only because men of value, if they want to exercise the option of more children, they want to make sure you're fit enough for that shit to happen. Because as men, we know that when we pick you, at the moment you're picking, there's a decay factor. And it's like, yo, stay at the top of your game for as long as fucking possible, women. Don't believe this niggas that
It
be
is
like,
okay
yo,
for
I
a
got...
woman to be a little thick,
No, the
a
fuck it
little
ain't.
thick in the hips.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it
I'm gonna tell
is.
you, no, it's not. I'm gonna tell you why that's not the case for most men, and why it ends up being a problem later down the road is because that's cool to fuck on now, but when we 60 and them hips have gotten completely bloated, and now your blood pressure is through the fucking
And
roof,
now
and you
now
got
you got a
you
big back. Your
pre-diabetic
back
and
bigger than
shit.
mine.
Yeah, like it can get out of hand. And the only reason I say is because women, y'all hormonally are built so different than us that we understand that most women are gonna fluctuate. We have most men have a mental window to where we're like, all right, we cool, we ain't gonna say nothing. But the safest way to do it is to stay away from the top half of that threshold. Cause he gonna be
Well, you know
finding
what?
clever ways to tell you hit the fucking gym again. I'm just keeping it real,
Now
lady.
I understand, but however, there are tigers out here who, and this is for my women, and I have to support my women.
Where the
Is
tiger
that
at?
yes, it can be a small woman, and they can be definitely out of shape internally than anything. And I say this because I work in public health. So anyway, but however, for our women who are plus size, for our women who are skinny, it's just the eyes of the beholder. Whoever
Fuck.
find that you are
Hey,
beautiful,
are you a
you are
tiger? Are you a
Huh?
tiger? Are you a tiger?
I'm a
Or are you,
lioness.
huh?
I'm a
A lioness.
lioness.
Okay, all right. So you out here. So you would say that you're of the top for females to be had. You're saying you're in the top 10% of
Yes,
females to be had.
absolutely. And not just
Oh,
because
hold on. Let me rephrase that.
okay, go ahead.
You're saying you're in the top 10% of females to be had by the
Entirety of men?
no. I'm trying to think of the percentage. I'll give you 30% of 30% of the top 10% that you're
Okay.
after, right? You're after
I see
we
his point.
the
What was my number? What was that
Oh
percentage?
no, he's trying to ask is in this comparison of tigers and lionesses, he's saying that for the tigers, which are represent the smaller percentage, you're saying that as a lioness, you are within the percentage of that 10% of men that these 10% of men will want you. That would be the equivalent to a lioness to a tiger
Mhm.
in the way we framed it.
and also more so your pick from the other side, you being a lioness, you saying, "Hey, I want to mate because I want to mate." Yeah. Are you looking at the Lions portal and where
Where do you fit?
where,
And
where, where are you quote unquote settling, and at what point are you winning? Because on the Lions portal, Matt Garfield's again, there's some Tigers up there, but overall, we're all orange and black.
Mhm. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, I like that.
So where do you all right with Real Tiger being at 8, 9, and 10, and
Okay, I see where you're
Garfield
going.
being 7-1. You currently, with your current stats, who do you think you're pulling? 1 through 10. Where do you think you're pulling at?
That's a
Where
good
you're
question.
like,
Right,
yo,
1 through 7 or eight through
I
10.
can go get this guy.
Yeah.
I can get this guy. If
So
I
are you
had
pulling
to,
1 through 7 or are you pulling 8 through 10?
yeah. Are you who are you pulling and where? And are you confident that that's because trust me, for a female, this
Mm-hmm.
matters.
Mm-hmm.
It does
You gotta
for
be
y'all.
confident to know what can you go out there and get
Mhm.
versus what's out there coming for you.
That's a
Mm.
bar.
Because again, your guy, he's not chasing nobody.
Mm.
Right.
So you're actually getting 0 hits in from
Yeah,
who you want. And it's all gonna be,
based on what you can go get.
are you
Because
putting out for the guy you want?
Oh,
oh
gotcha.
shit,
Oh, I like that. That's
Hey,
good.
but look
That's
though,
good.
to even bounce off what she was saying on a different tip from what I'm interpreting, because like she said, like just like as Garfields and Tigers as men, or let's we switch to the lions. So just like as lions and feline cats with men, they're lioness and it's fucking kitty cats with women. Now, and she also spoke on women being femininity, and she also standing in their femininity, and she also spoke on women not using their personal success or their financial success as something that means something to
that's a
us,
fact.
the lion. She said that, and to bounce off that, because I socially evaluate in general, people speaking in general, and the masses of women, listen, that don't being feminine is powerful for the lioness. The
Yeah,
lioness is feminine, but she
Mm-hmm.
ain't nothing to be played with, and the lion knows that, and the whole kingdom knows that. The lioness only gets aggressive when she has to protect her kids, her offspring, or she has to hunt and help protect the motherfucking fort. Other than
That's
that, she
that.
knows how to let that lion, be the king of the
There
jungle.
you go.
So for femininity for women is actually power. Being aggressive to men is actually conflict.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's
Mm,
going to be for
I
the
like that.
lion. For the lion.
I like
You
I
that,
feel what I'm
gotta,
man.
saying?
I gotta
That's a
snap on
bar.
that part.
That's a
That is
bar.
absolutely, and that's my mentality. Honestly, for
Okay.
me, is
Because
that
what a lot of women try to
yeah,
interpret what we say is that mean y'all have to be soft and timid and submissive means y'all have to do anything we say. No, that's not absolutely not what we saying. We saying being a lioness to a lion, just like you said.
absolutely, and that's exactly
CJ,
what it is.
what you got? Last word on CJ. I'll shut us down and then we'll ask all of our
Um,
guests to stay and we'll do a wrap up after I close the show. What you got, CJ?
I ain't about to speak on nothing about no lions, tigers, and bears and Garfields but y'all got that. Y'all said everything y'all had to say on that. That was too deep for me. Um, but as far as this whole thing, man, the best thing I can say is Miss Mona, you're gonna have to broaden your view of men that you want or your options, because based off those stats, all of us are pretty low. But if you, I guess, expand your horizon, you might find better options, maybe outside your race. But I'm pro-black, so I'm not gonna promote it. But if you decide to step outside that field, best of luck to you. That's all I can say. I really can't really get too many solutions on this because one, I'm not looking, and two, I'm not a woman. So all I can tell you is best of luck to you in your search to find that right man.
No,
That's
I
all I can
will say
say.
I'm not searching. I'm definitely not looking. So, but what I will say is this: I'm more so like I said, I believe in making myself available. So it's just certain contexts I like to
I
use.
keep
Hey,
forgetting that she
can I
displayed
be
herself as a
honest?
Venus flytrap. So now she's gonna be
Nope.
the Mona
Listen,
Lisa and just
listen,
wait for somebody to come look at
listen,
her painting and be like,
listen,
this
man,
one.
listen. Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, Mona, you gotta actively go on the offense.
No, no, Jay. She
No,
said it.
fuck
She's gonna
that.
be a
I'm here.
Mona
No, no,
Lisa
no.
on a
I'm here to get
wall. There's
solutions,
a
bro.
bunch of them, and she's
Nah,
gonna be
dog.
right there waiting for somebody to walk into
Nah,
that
dog. I
painting
can't. I
gallery and be
can't let
Yeah,
her
like,
go
I
out
want
like
this
that,
one.
bro. I
yeah.
Bro,
gotta
that's
close
a lot.
this.
Y'all asking her to waste a lot of energy to look for only 60,000 people that's going to be
But
available for
listen, listen,
out
and
of
check this.
100
Check this.
million.
This would be my advice to her. You are head and shoulders above the average mentality of the woman nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Because even in the correction, you didn't get snappy with me. You didn't change your temperament when you went quote unquote back in the role play, which means that you listen very well. You're very perceptive.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
puts you head and shoulders above most women.
Maturity levels is high.
Very high. You got a lot
Facts.
of good things going for you. But my only pushback to what you said, I think you can get what you want. I think you can do it. But I will say you have to go on the offense with your femininity. Do not
Hey,
Mm,
allow
hey, I got a
to
question.
Devin's
okay.
point.
I got a
They
question
don't
real
be
quick.
Strata,
looking.
you missed something. Where do she stay at?
I
Where she
didn't say
stay?
that.
In
Uh,
Virginia.
She's in
what
Virginia.
part?
I'm in Virginia. I'm in Richmond, Virginia.
Move.
Move.
Oh,
Mona,
Damn.
Mona, Mona,
Move.
What you got,
Mona, I
Devin?
got a question for you.
yes.
When are you actually going through the routine that we just went through tonight? When
Mm,
real life, like how often are you having interactions with a man?
that's a good question.
So this is my path right now. So in my path, in my journey, and I shared this before, I'm more so honestly doing some collective data. I'm doing some, I want to be strategic with my moves. And so that is why this podcast is so important because it's bringing light to, what can us women or even men do differently in our approach when it comes to dating. So when I say I'm not actively looking, because right now I think it's so important to just see exactly, collecting data, asking
I
Gotcha.
questions,
agree with
being
you.
part of a podcast, learning.
Now watch this. I'm about to pair what Devin just said to what you just said. The best way to actively look is to be in the field. So what I would do, based on where you are in Richmond, when you get off this internet, when you shut this down, go to the top 5 most important. I would first go to bars, museums, and attractions in Richmond. When you get to the bar, sit by yourself, put on your sexiest dress, sit by yourself, have open dialogue with the bartender, scan the room. what
Hey,
that
bro.
does to a man
Well,
is it lets
I'm
him
not just
know.
limiting myself to Richmond though, okay? Because
Well,
like I said, I'm like
wherever,
I can go farther. Like,
wherever
yeah.
Bruh,
you hunt,
check
be
this
intentional.
out. Check this out, Mona. Mona, if I met you in a bar, are you giving me your number or no?
So if we are creating dialogue and we
Hold
have,
on, hold on.
Yeah,
Cut
yeah.
the
no,
No
bullshit.
qualify. Yes or no.
Cut the bullshit.
Right. Yes or no.
We already went on the date.
okay, okay.
That was the date we just had. I'm saying at the end of that date, I asked you for your number. Are you giving me your number, or you been like, no?
I would give you my number.
You would give me your number on some I'm lucky to have your number shit, or are you giving me?
No, I will give you a number because I enjoy. Well, first of all, you should already have my number because we already on a
All
date.
right. Well,
Hell no, for
all right.
nowadays people say Instagram.
Well, let's
But if
rewind.
let's say that we met at a bar.
Right. If you saw him
Okay,
at a
let's say we
bar,
met at
you
a bar,
approached him.
right?
Are you giving me your number?
Yeah, so we at a bar, whatever, and yes, if we have already engaged in conversation, then I will give you my number. I will, probably be like, hey, I really enjoy our conversation. I hope that we can talk some more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you my
Okay.
number to call me sometime.
There
All
you
right.
go.
And my advice, because everybody's giving you advice, I would just suggest that once you get to that phase, no games, bro. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
specifically at year 38, Jenga and the other games were when you were 22.
Right.
You're at an age now, yo.
I'm not here
You
to play
hold
games.
on. Oh no, you ain't heard me.
Yeah.
If you like somebody, you better verbally fucking say it.
Yep.
Woman or man.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, when you at
Yeah.
that age where you have to, every step has to be intentional, and I
You
think
say
that
it.
with your temperament, like I said, I think that you can craft a way that makes sense for you to shoot to give your advance. You can definitely do that, and I think that that should be the approach: is find a way in your own way to make the first move, and I think you'll be just fine. But again, actively hunt. You got to actively be hunting. If you align nest, back to Bino's point,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
background is where you're actively hunting. This is where you got to get active. This is
Yeah.
the time where you are aggressive. You're looking for these places. You're making yourself readily seen. You're making these eye contacts. You're doing all these things because when it's time to rest in your feminine, you'll know.
Yeah.
But
And that is why this
But you
gotta
doing,
get
but
podcast
you
is
doing
so
what you,
dope. I would say
but,
that's why this podcast
but,
is so
yeah.
dope because this
but
was really outside of my space.
to add
And
on to all what they said, you doing right though. 'Cause like you said, collect data because like at the
yeah,
same time, like don't just don't collect. You can't collect data for every post. Once data is collected, you supposed to go ahead and go on the hunt. So like how Strata is saying, how Devin is saying, but to respect what I heard you say firstly, which you're absolutely like, collect data to know what you're getting yourself into because a lioness ain't just letting any lion jump on that ass neither. And you don't want to waste your time letting any lion jump on that. So your first step with what you said is I heard you. It's just right. Collect data, strata process, Devin process is absolutely a 1, 2, 3 process. You know what I'm saying?
I
yeah,
like it.
absolutely. I feel that. I feel that. That's
Perfect.
true.
Well, Mona, first I'll give you a round of applause, man. You've been a great sport tonight, man. We appreciate you. Devin, you definitely got to come back, bro. You got to stop back
For
through,
sure,
bro.
Brian. For
We
sure. Fire.
appreciate y'all, man. And of course, CJ and Bino, y'all know the count. Y'all know how we do.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
for
man,
sure.
dope episode. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe and check us back here next week. We're going to get right back to it. I'll see y'all later. All my panelists, I want y'all to stick around for a second. We're going to end this show without the outro, and we'll see y'all next time. Tap in.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.
Yes.
Peace.